Okay, hello and welcome back to DragonPoetSociety. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Nicholas, and we have new location, so pardon the slightly janky setup as we get all squared away, new house and all that. Thank you so much for being here. Volume check at home. Hopefully everything's good. Let me know if not. But we're going to be resuming with Lumoria. We're here on a Monday. Hopefully should be back to Sundays slightly soon, but for now it's going to be a Monday night. So, still working around everyone's schedules in this crazy world. So, in any case, feel free and please do follow us on Instagram and find us on YouTube or find us online, Dragon Poet Society or DragonPoetSociety.com. That has all the things. You'll find little lore videos and hopefully be uploading secret maps and other things. So, feel free to do that and tell your friends, tell your enemies, all that sort of thing. We're getting going as we launch into this next chapter. So, without much further ado, I'm going to start some music and then get going with the recap. We have to have tension. All right, so when last we left off, the party had arrived at Brightmeadow, and we're seeking Anetka's parents to see what happened to them and the town itself over the sort of flickered fate, the sort of shadowy event that took place there and in many other towns near the sun-drenched Shining Valley near the city of Solmy. The party spoke with numerous townsfolk and worked to try and discover the shape of the problem. Amidst ranchers and townsfolk going mad and acting like the animals they had been caring for, the party also found many wounded, including Anetka's mother, Bria. Coordinating with the Mirror Blade Scout Captain, Ulcidides, the party approached Hugart Dan, the local lawmaster of the town, and learned that the recurring end of turning attacks seemed to be coming from the direction of the east side of town and from the Damden ranch. After pushing a little more, they learned of Vatos Damden, who has never been quite the same since his wife died a few years ago. Damden has also been hiring on, or had been hiring on, 3 orphan troublemakers, the Truff brothers, Gendis, Dector, and Prayton. And that Damden himself had been stealing animal bones in the past. Beyond some of Hugard Dan's more reserved and nervous responses, a local halfling named Leska revealed also that Damden was hosting legal revels at his ranch, in which Hugard Dan's son had partaken in. And the individuals had since fallen mad, those who went to the revels. Deciding to rest before directly approaching the hilltop ranch, the party settled in and readied themselves for the attack with watches and preparation. The sunny sky was clouded in black, smoky mist, and some sort of bull-headed creature, barely visible, tossed in several sheep skulls that were laced with some sort of magical curse or consecration, for as Tanil touched it with mage hand, he began to grow donkey ears and spoke only in brays rather than his normal sultry tones. Upon the completion of their rest, the party... the party found that Captain Ulcidides also fell prey to this curse, now believing himself to be a cow. His replacement, half-elf named Fela, is evacuating the caravans of the wounded and is requesting that the party get involved with the Damden Ranch as soon as possible to draw their fire, draw their attacks, and buy time for the evacuation. With little time to lose, the party approached the ranch, noting troubling damage to the fence lines and stakes laid out in spiral patterns, with more animal skulls mounted atop them. With flaming intent, the party drew the attention of a pack of shadowy herding hounds that quickly fell to the explosive magics of the cackler. And moving on to investigate the vast barn of the ranch, the party heard some strange braying and baaing noises inside and rushed in from the side entrance with a surprise attack that surprised the 3 goats that lay inside. Fighting the goats, each increasingly larger than the last, the party noted their disturbingly humanoid eyes and their ability to speak with broken words like brother and kill. Upon their death, the corpses of the goats reverted into the disturbingly normal human bodies of 3 teenagers. Now, the party readies themselves to further uncover the truth of Damden's fate in his ranch. At this stage, Renostis, you'd just be coming back to, after falling asleep, to the satyr's music there, with a Goat Brothers music.
That music
What did
right
I
there.
miss?
What was that? You're going to have to speak up a little.
I said, what did I miss?
I'll just look right in Renos's eyes. Brother.
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 Yeah,
Brother.
Red, we did find our 3 goat brothers. One, they were very large. You know, one might call the largest one a goat. One,
Go.
a goat. And the other, because it was about the size. Have you ever seen an elephant?
Once or twice.
Yeah, about that size. And the other was the size, I assume you've seen a horse.
Maybe more than once or twice.
Nope, seen elephants, but no horses.
But did you say a goat?
Yes, a goat.
It was so goat, we named it twice.
Really small time
Felina says, not Tennille, because he can't talk.
Yes, and just to remind you, Tennille is a jackass in more ways than one.
All right.
You should go ask him about it.
Hey, Tennille's currently just sitting on the barn floor, looking like he got into a fight with the goat, so...
Yeah, how's the party looking overall? Pretty roughed up, or
Pretty.
I know Renostis is probably pretty fine, but
I'm not excellent. I'm not horrible.
I'm a little rough, and also I'm very magically tired, and we need to cast any more spells. I might suggest we rest for a short period of time.
In
To,
the perfect,
like,
in the perfect
vigorously
voice
nodding.
of Flo, Allison would go, so we rested?
Maybe before we do, I'm going to, Anetka will take her drop spindle out and start sort of spinning and going around the room, ritually casting Detect Magic.
okay. While you're doing that, for the next 10 minutes, what is everyone else doing?
Are those emails?
Yes, there are rotting hay bales there in the corner.
Oh.
Can I loot the brothers?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Brother.
Were we given a verbal description of the brothers so we can conclude that these are?
Not goats.
You were not given a verbal description of them when they were in town, no. No one asked for that. But,
Would Anetka know what they look like?
no, they were not. Long story short was that they came to town after you did, which I believe may have been implied, but you would gather that they had come to town after you because you don't recognize their name or anything like that from when you did live here. What's your result?
15.
15. Okay, so the corpses are naked.
What do I
All 3 have a similar sort of darker color to their skin, as most local Solnians and those of the Radiant Reach do. Strangely, their eyes are just like pure black, no pupil or whites of their eyes or anything like that. It's just pure black.
Sounds like all people.
Actually, that they have them. They're not just like empty sockets.
They're not empty sockets. They just appear to be that way. So nothing that you find as far as like physical items and things like that. But you do see what looks like stippling or piercing marks around their necks. Like a spiked collar, but if the spiked collar was inward.
It sounds comfortable.
And they're sort of crackled
But
at the
no
edges.
collar or anything.
No collar or anything like that, but and they're sort of like crackled at the edges. No signs of blood or lividity or anything like that. In fact, you can't even it's not like a hole that you can see into. It just is like a
dent.
like a dent mark. Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess noticing that the cackler is doing that, I'm gonna go touch the lore brightstone to each of the bodies.
Okay. You don't get a lot of you don't get a lot of you don't get redundant like things, but the first time you touch it, we'll say to Prayton, you do get a sort of gossamer thread of energy that sort of seeps into the stone. It's sort of floating around the others that you've got so far.
Okay.
So.
Can I take one of the eyes?
Sure, make a medicine check.
Am I feeling medicinal today? Pretty medicinal.
Walk around the rest of
Taking
the
one of the eyes?
Yeah.
It's a pure black orb. That's kind of cool.
Secret compartments and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
18.
18. So you pull out a knife or some other sharp implement, just try and perform eye surgery. And
How's that working?
you begin to cut through the orbital musculature and bone area and things like that. But the knife is just like passing through the shadow area. So there's nothing like
That's
physical
sick.
to pull away from.
That's sick.
That's really cool.
Is anything pinging Anetka's detect magic?
Yeah, so you finish it up right about now, and they're resonating with some residual magic, but nothing that belongs to a particular school. Otherwise, I would say you're not really picking up much from the space overall. What's the range of that going through wood?
It is 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay, so 3 feet, these walls aren't 3 feet thick. So coming from this door's direction, you are getting some magic as well. Again, not really, you can detect that there is the presence of a strong force. It feels like cold, but you're not really getting a school of magic necessarily. And then getting along to the other roll, what did you get for your investigation?
19.
19. You do find a secret door. There is a secret door underneath the hay bale.
Hooray.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Rotten hay bale.
I'm gonna kick it over and be like, guys, check this out.
You now have rotten hay all over yourself. Hope you know that.
Oh,
It's fragrant, along with some of the animal droppings that are
It's not as bad.
here. But yeah, it looks like it's a trapdoor of some kind.
Can I try to jiggle it? Is it
Yeah.
open?
You jiggle it. Are you trying to pull it open?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh no.
A strength check, you say. Good luck.
I got a 2.
You got a 2. It feels like it would come free, but it feels like it's gotten stuck shut.
Okay.
But it doesn't feel like it's barred or locked or anything like that.
Slave.
I'm gonna just go grab Slate and like drag him over without saying anything and point
Make a
at the
strength
door.
check to try and grab Slate. Try and drag Slate.
Well, Slate resisting though.
Yeah, are you resisting?
There's a butterfly smacking you in the arm, like kind of thing.
Okay.
You're gonna go over and help?
Yes.
Okay, you can go ahead and make a strength check.
Can I roll better than her? No.
Better?
Takes 15 minutes to read the dice.
Shut
11.
up. That'll be 17.
17? Yeah, so it's... And it sort of heaves up heavily. It's a hinged door that looks like it reveals a passageway of stairs leading down.
Hey. Love that for us.
Before we head down, we saw 2 doors into the barn here, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm showing here. So this is the door that you first passed. So just as a sort of recap from last time as far as physicality of the space, you've got this sort of angle is where you got chased from the hounds. The orchard's off in this direction. And then there was the main pasture area with the spiral pattern of stakes. You guys sort of fled around this direction to get away from the hounds. You battled them sort of over in this direction, and then you shoulder charged from this direction. This is the open door. So this door is here, and then there's this door, which is opposite and unchecked and stuff like that.
Unchecked,
Yes. Well, we could go down. FYI, there's some cold, pretty strong magic coming from over that way. We perhaps maybe want to take a breather and then maybe head down to the cellar, because I know I'm pretty beat up. Chanel looks pretty beat up.
Donkey ears are flapping when he nods.
I'm imagining a surly Eeyore.
Oh.
Yours is already surly.
I know, but like
Surlier.
Well, that's
An
basically it.
angsty ER. It's not just sad. It's angsty.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got like the eyeliner and like this. Yeah.
What was that, Cat?
Not a phase.
Are you sensing any particular magic coming from downstairs?
She'll sort of, if it's within 10 minutes of her, she'll sort of head towards the trapdoor and see if she can.
Yeah, it's within 10 minutes. So you're not noticing any magic. Not immediately, at least within the range.
Mm-hmm.
What you are noticing, though, is that just with your visual capacity, it's dark enough that even with your dark vision, it's pretty hard to see. Certainly, it'd be reduced to dim light, so harder to make. You'd be having disadvantage on perception and stuff like that, as per normal. Pure darkness and stuff like that. But it's a novel concept in this part of the world to find this kind of darkness outside of the under farms and things like that, where a lot of the produce is grown for the cities. But it's remarkable to you, just by note of how dark it is. Entirely unlit, no visual. It's sort of winding a little bit, the stairway, but no visual, torches or anything like that.
Yes, it's quite dark down here. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite this dark. I imagine this is what Shadbia looks like.
Donkey ears perk out.
Yes, I know. And I kind of sort of cock her head towards Tennille. She'll start taking her finger knitting out and point towards him and be like, Can you respond in non-donkey noises if I do this? And she'll cast its message.
Can he?
Yeah, you can. You're not thinking in donkey noises. You're just talking in them.
Oh, I think I can.
Huh. If you have anything you need to, I'll try to message you periodically. But just tap me on the shoulder if you need to communicate something that you can't with your ears.
Just
Does
nods.
Slade see this happen?
Yeah. You're there in the room.
Nothing else, just I saw it.
Okay. Yeah. So, having found the secret door, and having some indication of potentially some traces of magic from the other side of the far door, what is everyone wanting to do?
I still think we should rest, really.
I don't know, man.
Are you sure? At that suggestion,
You can throw
a vampire appears out of nowhere. I gotta take that off the playlist.
Strahd emerges from the
I know, yeah.
This is the wrong accent for this!
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap Anika and
Yes.
I could use a rest.
Yes, I could. Tennille is asking for a rest. I could use a rest. Cackler, look. How do Slate and Flo look?
Sure, why not?
They're pretty good looking.
Slade's a straight monster. He's undamaged.
Yeah, and I mean, Ren, I know you kind of took a rest, but
I get to go for another. That's what you're asking.
You go for second ups.
All right. So does that sound like a short rest? Ren, you're still outside at the moment. Did you want to step in?
Yes.
I could go for another rest.
Goes down outside.
You hear more houses.
There you go. Okay. So go ahead and elect to use as many hit dice as you'd like to use, and make the note of that. Add your con modifier and all that. So get the totals going, and then just mark which ones you're going to mark their use, so that way we don't double up if you do short rest again. Slate.
Yep.
If you're not using any of your hit dice or anything like that, is there anything you'd like to do during this hour? Or anyone else who's not using them? I just know you said you didn't need to.
Can I? Tinker with my gun.
Sure. I would say to make significant progress, you'd need probably more than an hour without the proper tools. But
Can I investigate? Can I do my little investigation?
yeah, you can go ahead and make a straight intelligence roll. Well, you got a nat 20? Hey, there you go.
First of the night.
Very nice. So yeah, as you're sort of doing this, and you guys are watching, as you guys are like sitting down and resting and stuff like that, you're like opening the barrel and kind of looking at it and weighing out the dusted, sort of luminous, light-bearing dust that she's got in little packets and things like that. So go ahead and mark a success there. What do you got at the moment? 2 successes. In this particular time, what you're noticing is, you've used it a couple times, and it's feeling like you're understanding the process a little bit better as far as amount of like the propellant you need. So you're kind of getting a little more insight into that.
Cool. Okay.
Everyone else is seeing you do this, unless you're particularly trying to hide it.
I'll kind of sit up above on one of these with my back against the wall, with my hat down, but I'm secretly like messing with it.
Yeah, so these are like
Fence.
Fenced
Kind of like fence things.
stalls. Yeah, these are fenced stalls.
Yeah, can I sit on top of the fence stall?
Sure.
And lean against the wall.
Okay. Sounds good. So you're doing that. What did Slate want to do?
So as far as the doors are concerned, are they like from the inside? Are they like, is there like a block of wood holding them closed? Can I just like go and push the door open?
They're barn doors. They are unlocked, as far as you can tell. There's no like block of wood or anything like that you can see that's doing that.
At the very least, I would like to close the open door and I guess be
They're
prepared.
They're double doors.
The doors then, I guess, on the
On
far
side.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not move. Did you want to open this one?
Not during a rest.
Okay.
Can I listen at it?
Sure. Make a perception check.
Make a perception check without rolling with disadvantage. Does it matter? Not really. That will be a grand total of 10.
Nothing particularly catches your notice.
Except the cackler's stunning eyes.
And then Slade and Cacker It's just like the other campaign.
All right.
Anetka has Mr. Mittens out and is using him to hold her yarn.
Nice.
Would objectify an animal.
Totally a flavor thing. I don't think it would do anything. But Tennille is in the bargaining stage of Donkey Ear Grief, and so he's like resting, and like you kind of, if you're watching it, like his face is all like scrunched up, like he's thinking really hard, and he's, I guess, basically praying and like, promise I'll plant 50 trees to replace the ones we burned if you just get rid of the ears, and like asking for help getting rid of his donkey ears.
Make a religion check.
It's just ears and vocalizations. There's no other.
Yeah, that's it. Religion check?
Yep.
Oh, that's a nat 1!
Oh.
God hates you, sorry.
You
No!
may have stepped on some toes.
It's not immediately apparent to you,
Smited.
but those of you looking upon Tennille,
No.
the teeth are just a little more like prominent and
Oh,
pushing out
no.
against the jaw a little bit.
That's a natural consequence right there.
But this place and its sort of natural energy that you're used to communicating with clearly feels severely out of balance and deliberately done.
Gotcha.
All right, so you guys conclude your short rest. Excuse me, getting back the hit points and slots and all that are appropriate for that. Go ahead and let's hear what everyone wants to do, given the situation.
Because you're staring at Tennille's teeth for a little bit.
Open my eyes like,
Anyone else do that?
it's very uncomfortable right now.
Down the rotten hay trapdoor.
I'm gonna give myself Vigilant Blessing before we go down.
Just a clarification. Was this another entrance from the outside?
Mm-hmm. That was the entrance you guys
And
passed.
this was a door within the barn.
We don't.
That is a door. You haven't looked on what's the other side of. You haven't crossed this edge of the barn, so you don't really know what's on that side.
Are there any windows in the barn?
There are not.
It'll be dark.
Kind of odd to have because you'd have animals. Presumably you'd want them to have light sometimes.
Make a perception check there, Renasis.
Yes.
So you let them
I
outside?
can do this thing.
Did you still have windows and animal holdings?
Not for the sharks.
That is a 19.
19. After carefully noting the lack of windows but still getting sunlight, you do notice that it's pretty common for most windows in this region of the world to have like shade cloth to draw over them and stuff like that. That is not the case here. You do see, however, that there are highly mounted spaces for windows that have been boarded up. Nailed slats have been pushed over them.
Okay. So hearing Nika say about windows or about light with animals, Renasus will just kind of give her an elbow and point.
Huh. Well, I guess they were doing creepy things. I guess you wouldn't want the light of day upon that.
Probably not.
If we go downstairs, I could maybe... She'll sort of scritch Mr. Mittens. I could send him down a little ahead of us and see through his eyes. But, I mean, if something kills my sheep
How
again...
would Mr. Mittens feel about going downstairs? Have you asked him?
Mr.
Her or
Mittens,
them?
how would you feel about going downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, no, never mind. And she'll pop him away. Not killing my sheep.
I'm gonna tap Anika and point to the door, like the one with the magic. That door.
Magic door, trap door. I feel like we should go for both, but which do we want to go to first?
I'm just gonna start walking down the stairs.
Are they
Maybe-
actual stairs,
Maybe
or-
with Taniel's enhanced auditory capacities at the trap door.
Disrespect.
So the door's open and Cackler's going down while you guys are talking about his enhanced...
Making goat noises the whole time.
Okay.
Never mind.
Just for that, I'm gonna give my eyes a night to flow. So you have 300 feet of dark vision for an hour.
No disrespect.
Okay.
Isn't Flowing Elf already?
I'm gonna like start
Yeah.
skipping with the cackler.
Okay. So the stairs are wide enough for 2 people to go at a time.
Ayo.
So the 2 of you are going down first. Who's the next 2?
I'll go next.
Aneka will go with Tennille.
Okay.
Gonna pet his ears as long as he'll let her.
That leaves Slate and Renostis in the back.
That makes sense.
Like,
The big
can
ones in
you,
the back.
how could you see in dark places?
I mean, not as great as some, but pretty well.
Okay. With that being said, Renasus will put a hand on Slate's shoulder. Would be kind and guide an old man, please.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing to you, I can't see shit.
Oh yeah, so Flo has the 300 feet of dark vision right
Flo's
now.
gonna follow you whether she gets to or not, though. That's the thing.
Okay, so it's a winding, dark space. Even with your dark vision, this is pitch black. Dark vision doesn't let you see perfectly in the darkness if it's pitch blackness. So it's dim light. You're seeing the outlines. You're seeing, imagine like a anti-crime camera at night, like night vision. Like that's what you're seeing. It's all in like grayscale and stuff like that. But it's a winding stairway, and it seems to be going on for a good while. You do notice a few outlines of what look like holders, like grates or holders for torches, although there are not any in place. That's all you're seeing in passing. But why don't you give me a perception check with disadvantage while we're doing that, and I'm gonna change the scene.
I'm gonna tap Anika on the shoulder so she'll message me, and I would tell her if I can get rid of these, I can make light.
I mean, yes. I mean, I think that is the goal, but.
The goat?
But I mean, we could also, and she'll actually say this out loud. We could, but quietly, we could light a torch for those of you who can't quite see in the dark as well.
All right. What do you get? 8. You don't see much more than the winding stairway and the stuff that I laid out, the torch holders. Renostis and the Cackler, let's have you make dexterity checks for walking down a winding stairway in the darkness.
Ayo.
I'm holding Renostis' hand like I would like a grandma.
Okay.
A woman crossing the street kind of hold.
Okay. I'll take that into account. Hey, Felina.
I had a hand on
Well,
Flo's shoulder too. Just saying.
That far one.
Yeah, do you trust her to not
She
accidentally...
can see 300 feet in the dark. I would.
Yeah, but...
What was the result, Cat and Cat?
Was that disadvantage?
The cat.
No, straight roll.
Okay. 10.
10 and Cat. Cat.
Sorry, I couldn't. I was trying to say, before I do that, I would like to, if I can, I'm going to mutter some words into my staff.
Okay.
And I'm going to use magical tinkering. It says imbue. Oh, this is tiny. I don't think my staff's not tiny. Never mind. X then.
Could be Brandon's.
Staff's not tiny, no.
Little.
Unfortunately not. But good lateral thinking.
Oh God.
I guess I could do like my button on my waistcoat or something, but that's okay. 12.
12. Okay. You guys make it with the guiding and stuff like that of the allies.
Hooray.
You make it, no problem.
I've been winding underground tunnels.
Indeed. As you descend into the darkness, this is sort of a dirt and stone mixture as you're making your way clearly to areas that are beneath the earth by some distance. The stairs went a reasonable distance down. Did anyone actually light a torch?
No.
Okay.
I do. Let me see if I have Tinder, because if I do, I will light one.
Okay. So in the darkness, what you're seeing is basically an outline of carved/dug spaces. It almost looks like initially this might have begun as a space to keep stuff cold, like a sort of underground space for that. And it looks like it's been expanded and added with carving and stuff like that. So it seems like it must have taken a long time, but this is immediately what you're seeing. The shadows seem thicker, and you're getting the smell of animal blood and human sweat kind of mixed together as an assault to the senses. And you hear sort of like a grunting chant noise somewhere off in the distance, but it seems to echo strangely in this confined space.
Did you say there were torches on the wall? They were just unlit?
Torch holders,
Torch
not
holders,
torches
okay.
themselves.
Anyone have a torch? I have Tinder. I can light a torch.
Slade has torch.
Yo! Says Toniel as he asks for a torch.
You seem to be... I don't can't message him.
Torch. Does somebody have a torch?
Does anybody have a torch?
I do.
I think... Do you want the torch, Tania?
Puts up my hand to
Okay.
Slade.
Alright, everyone close your eyes.
Yeah.
And then we'll light it.
Okay, you light the torch, and yeah, it radiates a nice warm light, which is a comfort to this rather cold feeling space. Maybe colder than what even the underground would normally account for. And with that, your dark vision plus the light from it makes it much easier to see. There are lots of chains dangling from the ceiling in this space, and there are various decaying animal corpses hung split open down the middle, and swaying slightly as they dangle from the ceiling. The space seems to angle off in a couple different directions. It seems like it angles off in this direction. Looks like it sort of peels off, and there's like a small dead end from what you can see, and then this looks like it extends a little farther.
Do the animal corpses, do they look like they're set up in a pattern or just hanging?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
Receive it.
I will try. 19.
19. It looks like they seem to be in a similar spiral pattern as to the stakes that were laid out outside.
So when you say they're hung up like that, or hung up on the ceiling on the chains, is it like there would be, like she said, like at a butcher shop, like just straight up and down?
Yeah.
Okay.
But unlike a butcher shop where it's sort of a small, like, meat hook on a chain, it's like dangling from a good distance. So maybe like 10-foot chains.
Do they have heads?
Some of them do, but most of them do not.
Is there evidence of like a lot of blood pooling beneath the corpses?
There's a lot of dried, rust-colored stains. In fact, interestingly, now that you're looking with the torchlight, it almost looks like all of the ground is like... So there's those darker spots that have what look like clearly blood, but then there's also spaces, the ground itself, instead of dirt color, it seems like it's like a reddy rust mixed with dark shadows kind of color.
Well, can we pinpoint any direction that the chant is coming from?
You're not entirely sure. It seems to be echoing kind of strangely in this space. But at the very least, it seems to be coming stronger from in front of you rather than to the side.
Can I borrow the torch from Tennille and like take a look at the dark spots?
Mm-hmm.
Hand it over.
Yeah, you have a look. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. I'll say perception's fine.
Okay. That will be 12.
12. And you look up, and from the hung corpses, you see some are at different heights, and you see like drips or droplets of not blood, but like congealed shadow, just, and then rather than splashing, they splatter, and kind of the space expands a little bit. The shadow stained space.
Wow. Do I see what it's coming from the ceiling, or just the corpses?
It looks like it's just the corpses. What'd you get?
12.
12. Just the corpses. Maybe some near the heads, but not all of them have heads, so you're not entirely sure. And there's intermittent spaces throughout the ground here of different sizes. This splotchy pattern. And
I'll have the torch back to it.
as you also notice that the rust color seems to be starting to extend up the walls as well.
Actually, before I have the torch back, what happens if I like poke the bottom of the torch in the shadowy bits?
It gives a little more than like normal ground wood.
Does it look like you could step around the shadows?
Yeah, it's not like it covers the floor.
Okay.
There's splotchy patterns, but they're small pools or puddles rather than a huge, vast lake.
Do I see anything in here that might look like a trap?
Make a perception check.
We'll be looking.
Not natural.
20. You don't notice any particular physical traps or anything like that. You do notice, seeing off in this direction, since you have your 300 feet of dark vision, you do see some outline shapes, including a bull-headed shape off in that distance there. You also see sort of the bare edge of what maybe looks like some sort of shrine. It's kind of hard to tell.
Okay.
In which direction was that?
Down this one.
Middle? Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna tell everybody, but quietly tell them what's up.
Hmm?
That does seem to be where the chanting is coming from. Do we want to just go straight there and take care of it, or do we want to poke around, make sure we're not getting hit by anything from behind?
Straight there and take care of it.
And take care of it. Tennille, take care of it.
Sure. Maybe don't step on the shadowy bits.
Yes, that's.
Well, we'll go with this.
Okay, are we good with this marching order?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are proceeding forward to the mouth of the space here. Who's carrying the torch at the moment? To me?
Yeah, I do.
And we'll
Some in the middle.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna,
Hang on.
yeah, hold on. That's what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna,
Okay. Do you want to hand me the other one, my Felina, please?
Yeah.
Thanks for being assistant.
Look at that. I'm prepared.
Felina's the intern.
Cool.
I am the intern. Yes.
I'll pay you in curry.
There you go.
All right.
That's the worst offers.
True. The knocking paid at all.
Yeah.
Yeah?
The one I heard
Like,
earlier. Yeah.
with most internships.
All right. So, heading into the space. All right. Let me get some stuff out here. As you move forward, The chanting stops, and you hear sort of a. Let me get my description properly. Sort of ready. You see at the far end a spiral pattern and spell circle painted in blood on the floor, or the shadowy darkness blood mixture. At the center, there seems to be a bizarre sight. A human man in a filthy and bloody butcher's bib and vest of leather, with a massive and twisted bull skull implanted upon their shoulders, replacing their head. Its chanting ceases when you enter and simply looks at you for a moment. Then it says in a perfectly human voice, "We are all beasts for the shadow to slaughter," before rushing forward. As it does, the nearby shadows that seem to be splaying across the room congeal into hooded, shepherd-looking individuals standing beside the altar at the back, who begin to gather dark light around them. Go ahead and roll initiative. I don't know why I read that so
Don't
mechanically.
like that.
I kind of like it. I don't like the word in front of it, but
I like the concept of the thing.
it doesn't have a little bit of, blood sacrifice.
That's right.
It's a little casual blood sacrifice, no big deal.
I mean, it's a time-tested tradition.
True.
Not too bad.
25 to 20.
Thank you.
23.
Oh, you got higher than me.
So these try hard.
I mean,
The
I
size of the horn, right?
I know,
You
right?
always get
Well,
really-
Tennille,
even
he
with
only
Tennille,
gets-
you've done pretty good.
He only gets advantage. He doesn't have plus 10.
Only gets just straight up advantage to all initiative rolls.
Well, only if I
You
remember
poor child.
to do it. Okay, anyone else? 15 to 20?
Get that.
I'm on that boat. I got 17.
17 is Slate. 10 to 15?
11.
14.
14. Chirps. And Nika. What about Renastus?
How about 8?
That's okay. That's okay.
Someone's got to be in the end.
And where are you on it, by the way?
I'm at 20.
20.
One time.
Swansig. Not that I can do anything other than slap.
I mean, it's not nothing.
I can channel divinity.
All right. Can I get
That is
that order from top to bottom there? Okay.
If you can read my handwriting.
That's good. No, that's good. 20. Tennille at a 20. Tiny, I'm guessing, is Slate.
The slate, yeah.
Cackler is Chirps. Nika and Renaissance for 8. Right. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, let's get some combat music going. Alright, so, Flo, you've been hearing this chanting. You're at the front of the party, and you see the chanting stop. You see the beast individual with the skull speak in this human tongue and begin to rush forward as those shadows sort of congeal into those shepherds that are there. You see it coming. You're ready for it. What are you doing?
I'm gonna whip out my pistol and shoot at him.
Okay, shoot at the main guy?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Attack roll.
That is a 15.
Okay, how far away are you? You're right now. You're about over 30. You have to get a little closer if you want to be within 30 feet.
Okay, I'll move up a little.
Okay. Okay. You notice as this is indicating, this is just a narrowing of the hallway.
Okay.
Whereas that far space is a space to stand upon. So that's only a 5 foot wide space that you're in. At the moment. So you fire. What'd you get?
15.
15 hits. Go to roll damage. Be cool.
I don't get sneaks with.
No. You're not gonna get sneak attack on this one.
That's gonna be 8.
8 points of damage. So you see it just like recoil a little bit, but definitely looks like it's got a lot of fight still in him. Anything else you'd like to do?
Can I run to him and slash him with my sword?
You can only do that if you've done your main hand.
Oh.
You don't
that's
have
right.
enough to switch and also attack.
Okay. Can I dash to behind these guys as my bonus action?
You can, but there's no path forward for which won't provoke an attack of opportunity from somebody. So you could risk one attack of opportunity from somebody. You can pick who, because it's about equal all the way around.
How about this? I'll move here and do disengage.
Do you mean dodge?
Disengage.
Disengage is only if you're in combat.
Oh, okay.
So dodge is probably what.
Can I do dodge as a bonus?
Yes.
I don't know that rogues can dodge as a bonus action. I think monks can, but rogues cannot. Player's handbook. Alright. I believe that what does your cunning action say?
I have dash, disengage, and hide.
Yep. So you
Hide
can
right in front of them.
you can attempt to well, yeah, probably not right in front of them. So
What,
you're just gonna you're good where you're at. Disengage
Yeah.
only helps you when you're in combat with
I'll
somebody.
put both my scimitars in my hand.
Okay, you're ready for it. All right. Next up are the shepherds, gloom shepherds. All right. So this one is going to move forward, and it's got sort of that crook shepherd cane, and it's gonna like sweep it toward each of you, and this sort of dark light lances out and spirals in these directions that sort of envelop Flo, the Cackler, and Tennille. We're going to go ahead and ask you to please make charisma saving throws.
What if I say no?
Oh boy.
I'm going to ask you to do it anyway.
It's an auto fail.
Oh, I rolled a good saving throw.
Hey, look at you.
How'd you do?
19.
19's a pass.
Sucker. I got a 20.
20's a pass.
11.
11, that is a fail.
No.
Alrighty.
Nice
You are
one.
baned, minus d4. Attack rolls and saving throws.
Ooh.
This one's going to move forward
Do it again.
to this side.
Minus a D8.
Oh.
Unsettle down. Difficult terrain.
Move forward and is going to do. I'm going to stand slightly to the side here and is going to do the same thing on Cackler, Tennille, and Anetka.
Oh.
Saving throws,
Alright,
please.
let's roll good again.
Y'all be getting banged.
Let's go.
Nope.
Charisma.
Nope.
No problem.
Charisma, yeah.
Ammo.
Oof.
Tennille?
5.
Alright. That's a Bane.
I guess I could.
Anetka?
2.
That's a Bane.
It's okay.
Cackler?
18.
Pass. Cackler's had worse, so
Okay.
that's their turn, and they're sort of both brandishing them in like attacking positions, like they would be spears. So that's it for its turn. Tennille, you're now up with Slate on deck.
Would it
Cackler to follow.
be an action for me to hand my torch to Renostus?
No, that's fine. You can do it as a bonus action.
Okay, I'm gonna bonus action kind of give the torch to Renostus, and these reach what, 10 feet?
15.
15 feet.
You
okay.
can use your reaction to pick it up, Cackler, to receive it.
What am I doing?
Oh, sorry,
It's-
Renostus,
I'm like, I thought.
to receive the torch.
I am going to.
Steal it. Wow.
Hey!
Intercepted.
No!
Again.
Again! I think that's about my movement.
Where were you?
I was right there next to Anika.
You can close the distance if you want.
I don't want to fully close it.
Okay.
I just wanted to get closer, and then I was going to channel Divinity
Okay.
as my action. So I don't think everyone was within 30 feet of me, but oh, nice.
So Slate and Renostus are not within 30 feet of you at the moment.
So Nick, Cackler, Flo, you guys all get 9 temporary hit points.
All right. The shadows around the space kind of seem to match a sort of pattern that you've seen around Tennille's hands when you have seen them, and they turn sort of a silvery grayish color as they expand in that space.
So since my Twilight Sanctuary is dim light, does it actually get brighter in here?
It does.
Okay, so it's like, yeah, so you actually have a little bit more light.
It dims the torchlight area, but
But-
it brightens the darkness sort of towards the back, where
Okay,
the
so
30
around
feet extends
me.
that way.
Sweet.
That's cool.
Okay, that's my action.
All right. Slate, you're up. Cackler on deck.
Okay, what's my movement looking like here?
Well, it's double to go through a friend, difficult terrain. So Anetka's right in front of you, and you're going to have to do that. If you dash, you can close the distance, but otherwise you can't get in combat. Best you can do is probably about here.
Okay. What if I got like shoulder to shoulder with the Cackler?
Okay.
And then do I have line of sight on the bullhead guy?
You do. You're about 35 feet away.
Okay. I will have Slate look right at him raise a hand and point, and then shoot. I guess not. Almost like the lack of something at them. I'm gonna use Ray and Field.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're doing it, sort of this rippling effect parts the visible light in the space. So it's like this absence that is shooting forward. It's an attack roll, I believe.
It is. Yeah.
What was the attack?
Let's check.
What was it?
18.
18 hits. So it just washes over it, and you see it start to sort of the beast bull creature like start to drip little like rippling pieces of energy that are clear. And its shape sort of seems to waver a little. Right, so it's affected, right?
Yes. At the end of its turn, it's going to make a con save to shake it.
Got it. Otherwise, it's disadvantage on.
It does half damage with strength-based attacks.
That's going to come in handy. Because now it is. Is that it for your turn?
I was going to just move a little bit out of the way so there's other people can see past me.
Okay. Yep. That's nice. You hear in the back of your head. You hear. Finally.
My brain's being sassy.
All right, Cackler, you're up.
I'm gonna use my action to summon my trick, and it's gonna be the flamethrower again.
Okay.
Because I need burn spell slot to do so.
Okay.
Then I am going to move up the space kind of between Flo, or kind of like pretty much like right next to Flo,
Okay.
if I can. And I'm
So you're blocking the hallway now between the two of you.
for now.
Mm-hmm. So did you summon the turret? Did you want to place it on the board?
It's in my hand still.
Oh, okay, got it.
And then I am going to torch him.
Okay. With the current like arrangement, because the cone's
Yeah.
width, you're gonna get 2 of the 3. You can pick which 2 you'd like. So,
I'll do 2 on the right side. I'll do the shadowy.
okay. The Gloom Shepherds.
Yeah.
Dex save, right? What's the DC?
It is 12.
Those are both fails.
Huzzah! And they take 14 fire damage.
Whoa. Very nice.
They have to roll.
They do have to roll concentrations.
Ha
Right. First one is a fail.
Yes.
Second one is a pass. So the first one just affected one person, which was Flo, so that one goes away. The other one remains.
Do I have enough movement to get back behind Taniel?
Yeah. So you rushing forward, you spray the flames, which light up the space, and scorch them. It seems like the shadows just begin to like recede and they like dent in a little bit. They're still standing, but you definitely heard them.
That's good.
Right. Now it is the Beastbane's turn. So you see sort of and like red patterns kind of pool around its like dripping shadowy eyes, and it is going to go straight into combat with Flo here.
Okay.
Actually, it's going to occupy the main space between all of you, and still attack you. All right. It is going to get its attacks on you. So first attack. So these are half damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First attack is with this big cleaver that it's got, sort of rusty and encrusted with blood. Probably going to miss, though, unfortunately, with a 9.
Yep.
It's a hit. Okay. On its offhand, it's got a hand axe. That's going to hit with an 18.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's going to be 10 slashing damage, reduced to 5, thanks to the enfeeblement. And its horns. Man, not rolling hot. A total of a 9 again. So that's going to miss as it tries to kind of do that. But it's like thrashing and slashing around.
You dodged most of it.
All right. So that's it for its turn. Now is Anetka with Renostus to follow.
Okay.
Make a con save.
I'm sorry? Oh, it can make a con save to pass. Thank you.
DC 13.
DC 13.
It's very noble of you.
It does pass with a 16. So shrugging off the effect, it seems to form returns to normal.
Okay. Then, can I see this guy?
You cannot. Between the thrashing big cow monster and your buddies in the narrowed hallway.
Okay, then I will do Acid Splash just aimed at Aimed at Bullman, that is a dexterity saving throw.
16.
That passes.
So it just dodges the big acid that scatters into the background.
Darn it! And she'll back up slightly behind Ren.
Okay. Speaking of which, Ren, that's you, bud.
Okay.
You're on deck.
So if a person were to try to aim a spell behind the group of the enemies, and that person was where Renostus was, would that be feasible?
What's the range on the spell, and what is the targeting? Does it need a point on the ground or an object? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to cast Fairy Fire, and I can... it looks like... So the range is 60 feet.
Okay,
It
you
just
got the
says
range.
each object in a 60-foot cube, so it doesn't seem like the target has to be an object. It could probably target an area.
Yeah, so yeah, you could target it up in the air, for instance, or beyond their space if you wanted to. So yeah, definitely. So you're trying to create... what is it, a 60-foot cube?
No, it's a 60-foot range, 20-foot cube.
20-foot cube, okay. So where are you going to try and place it?
I'd like to target it, so I'm trying to just get the baddies in it, so I'd want to target an area behind them, but maybe it could encompass just... I can't really see with the camera, but maybe just a location that would try to maximize the number of baddies I can get.
Okay.
Targeting behind them.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a straight spellcasting ability check for me.
What's the modifier on that?
So whatever just roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier. So
That is a 10.
10. Yeah, I'd say you're able to cast it, but you are going to be encompassing Flo in the space, who is just beside and kind of cornered into the edge with the bestial skull monster guy.
Well, seeing that I can't do it without getting... There's no configuration where I can target that would not get Flo.
I had you roll because it's a pretty messy visual situation, so if you're going to attempt it, that's the best you can do.
Okay. I will... Is that...
But you'll get all
Slate?
3 of the others.
That's
Is
like
it Slate right there? Okay, I'm gonna hobble up to Slate and put my hand on his shoulder, grab it, kind of give it a good shake, but get in there and be somebody. And I'm gonna cast guidance on him.
Okay. Does guidance affect an attack roll? I think it's ability check,
It's
right?
ability checks.
Ability.
Okay.
Yeah, add a 1d4 to ability check.
Okay. Sounds good. Next ability check, you can add 1d4. Got it.
And then I will turn around and kind of go back to where Nitka is, if I have enough movement.
Yep. Okay.
Without blocking her, can I not block her line of sight?
You're not totally... She's got some space.
Okay.
Okay.
Needed.
Sounds good. Flo, you're up.
I'm gonna attack this guy with my scimitars.
Okay, attack roll.
What's your aura thing? If I want to do it, do I get the benefit?
My next turn, yeah.
13.
13 hits.
Oh, okay. I get my sneak attack. Except for
But you are actually
do.
you're in it now. So when I go again, you'll get it.
Got it.
Bro. Ooh.
Ooh!
That's
Dice!
oh, 18.
18. Alright, so you sort of duck under his next swing and you stab like right in the meat under his arm. And like twist the blade out and whoosh, and as you pull it out, like the flesh kind of wriggles and wobbles and you get a little like shadowy blood coming with, but it doesn't seem to do as much effect as you would have expected. It seems like he's just so berserk, he's not really worried so much about the damage.
What can I do again?
You can.
Well, maybe I can't. 9.
9 misses. This time,
Okay.
blocks it with his axe.
Well, I'm gonna move further this way.
Okay. Okay, so he's going to get an attack of opportunity.
I can't have attacks of opportunity when I made a melee attack.
Ah, very nice. So sort of, and you duck out of the way as he.
How's that going, Nicholas?
Not gonna repeat it.
My fancy footwork.
Fancy footwork, very nice.
One that casts the bane.
The second bane was this guy. And speaking of that guy, it's their turn now.
Yeah.
So they're
Got
going
someone
to
excited.
move forward, and they're going to swipe at you each with their hurting canes.
Oh, hurting. I think he said hurting.
They do that
all
too.
different.
First one's an 8,
That does not
so
hit.
that's a miss. And second one is a 13.
That does not hit.
All right, so
Shield comes up.
blocking with the shield. Not rolling the hottest today, but that's okay. So yeah, they're sort of pressing against you like that. All right, that's it for their turn. Tennille, after being just attacked, it's you. It's late on fallen.
All right. I keep rolling 6s on my temp hit points, so 9 to anyone. So I think just Slate gets it this time because he's. Is
Does
Rhinoceros?
it reboot up?
If you lost any, you
It
can
goes back up to 9.
Yep.
you can go back up
If
to
it's
9.
better than what you have.
It's spicy.
So is Rhinoceros within 30 feet now?
That's where he was when he started, I think.
Okay,
Guard
yeah.
up and then back.
Right. I'm going to swipe at the one that baned me.
Okay.
So do you want me to roll the d4?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, I'll roll it.
Okay. Well, that doesn't matter. It was a nat 1.
Okay, with another -1. So you sort of stab, and it just sort of goes clatter into the floor.
You just stabbed the wrong one. Now the other one takes one.
Nice.
I failed so hard. I
That's it for your
succeeded.
turn, though.
Yes.
Slate, you're up. Next, Cackler on deck.
Well, I can't really do much other than close distance and get in there. So sorry everyone behind me, but I'm getting in there if I can.
So yeah, I can't really go anywhere right now.
Where are you gonna go?
I guess either in the front of or off to the side if possible of the horn guy.
There's no way to get past. He's kind of blocking the entranceway, so he's just kind of here, like that. That's the best you can get until something else dies.
Well, let's make it 10. I'm going to attack.
Okay. You attacking him?
Yep.
Okay. Attack roll.
That will
That's
be,
my raging token. Oh, here they are.
that's a 25 to hit.
That does hit. Amazingly.
Ooh, I like the raging.
I
Right.
do.
I would like to rage.
That will be a total of. What's my modifier?
This is longsword, right?
Yes.
Single-handed.
10 damage.
10 damage? Okay. Like with Flo's attack, he seems to be so infuriated it doesn't seem to be doing as much as you'd like.
That's what I got.
Okay, that's it for your turn. Tennille. Oh, sorry, Cackler.
You do
Is there? Is there a way I can get within 10 feet of these guys? Am I within 10 feet of them right now?
You are.
Okay. I would like to rip one of the patches off my cloak, the pit, the 10-foot cube pit, and chuck it on the ground between the bull guy and the shadow guy.
Okay, so go ahead and make a straight dexterity roll. And add, just roll an add your dex to see if you can place it between them but not hitting your
can.
buddies.
21.
21! Alright, so you just and it sails perfectly between Tennille and Slate's legs, lands there in the back. Let's see, I don't have a good, we're just going to do these here. So it's 10-foot cube, like this, and you just hear down he goes into the pit. He falls into the pit. The shepherd hovers on the ground. Hovers on the space. As if there's no ground. He didn't need to have ground to stand.
I can live with that. That wasn't the primary target.
Very nice. Love the creative play. That's great.
Thank you.
Does he do?
Attacks of up to
Yeah, because he's leaving our combat space.
I think it's willingly leaves attack.
Okay,
I looked it up with push spells and things like that. I think it's willingly. So anyway, I'll have to look that up further, but I'm going to say no for now.
And the area is way too crowded for me to get to the edge of that pit, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Alright, that'll be that then.
All right. Very nice.
I'll back up just a little bit, 5 feet, just to give a little more space, a little more breathing room in there.
Nice. Okay. The now it's Beast Boy's turn.
He's happy about that.
Yeah, not super thrilled. All right. Let's see. What's he gonna do here? Well, with a pit like that, what he is going to do is he is going to attempt to climb out of space. He gets advantage.
back.
Oh, basically, you can push him back in.
Well, yeah, so he's able to climb out of the space. He's climbed on the side with Flo there. So and he climbs up. But yeah, that is his action. So that's it for his turn. Next up is Anetka with Remustus on deck.
Okay, so I assume I cannot see anything from where I am.
Not currently. There's an 8-foot man in the way.
Yeah, she.
It's you. It's not late. Can't be.
Oh,
Yeah, she
shit.
scoots up like.
It's slow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there any way she can get an angle to see something?
Yeah, you can see the Gloom Shepherd that's in the middle there. That's kind of floating on the ground.
Okay,
In the space where the ground is.
cool.
Wait.
Let's.
Go ahead and mark the use of this patch roll.
What am I doing? She'll go for an acid splash again. Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 17.
Passes.
So.
Stop rolling so hard.
All right, Renossus, you're up. Flo's on deck.
Can I get to where Anetka was?
She was behind you.
No, like where she ended her turn. Like,
Oh.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
target the same target and hit it with Firebolt.
Sure. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
That is a 18 to hit.
18 hits. Go and roll damage.
Damage. That would be 8 damage.
8 damage. That's enough. So as you
Nice.
sort of uncork and blow the sulfurous fumes together, and then push it forward, it crashes into him, and the shadows kind of splatter, and like falling into the pit is like a humanoid-looking skeleton. Just is that it for your turn? All right, Flo, you're up.
I'm gonna attack this dude.
Go for it. Attack roll.
You do it, Flo.
Ooh, that is a 23.
Hits. Roll damage.
And since it's 1-on-1, I get my.
Yep. Swashbuckler. So good.
Get your swashbuckler.
I don't know how I feel about that.
16.
16. His swash is buckled. But again, the damage seems to be reduced. He's looking hurt, but he's still got some fight in him for sure.
And I attack him again.
Yeah, you can. Go for it.
You can attempt it.
Oh, it's a cocked 10.
Rip.
Oh.
What was it?
That's a 7.
Unfortunately, no. Doesn't. This time's blocked.
And that offhand.
That's the bonus action to do that, yeah. Well, until you get both multi-attacks, that's the situation.
Can I move over here without stepping on that? Just kind of like wrap my leg around the corner.
You cannot move without stepping into the circle.
Sacrifice yourself.
Or into the pit. You can jump into the pit if you want.
Sure, I'll hop down there.
Okay.
I'll catch him.
You jump down to the pit. So go ahead and move yourself into the circles.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice. So Neil, actually, one sec. The remaining shepherd gets to go. He is going to sort of move forward and again attack, striking with his shepherd cane at you. I might hit something. 21.
Yeah, you hit me.
Okay. Go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
Charisma.
That's a 4.
Remember, you get minus D4 too.
Yeah, so I mean that's.
Minus 4 is okay. All right. So you take 4 points of bludgeoning and 5 points of necrotic for 9 points of damage total.
Oh, there's my temp HP.
Go ahead and make a concentration check.
Oh right, my channel divinity. Oh, I rolled better on that one. 14.
And you do pass. Oh, sorry. With the concentration, you also lose a D4. But even if I got 4, it wouldn't matter. So
Okay.
it's okay. But you did. What did you get the first time?
On the charisma.
Yeah.
4.
Okay. So the sort of donkification of what's going on with you seems to strengthen and solidify a little farther, and you are incapacitated and just. So sad donkey noises is what's happened with you. So it's your turn.
So I can't do anything, right?
You can't do anything. So you concentrate.
Is my channel divinity still up?
You're still focusing. They're just sad.
Yep. All right. Sure.
Sad HP.
Have some sad HP.
5.
I feel the
5 points for hit point for guys, and that's going to include everyone now. So Renostis, you get it. Anetka, you get it. 5 temporary hit points.
Then out of that coffin thing, a mind flayer.
Nope. Says it to Neil. Slate, you're up. Cackler on deck.
Okay.
So you can see the bull-headed, bull skull creature on the other end of the pit now. Cause...
I will. I don't know. I'm on the edge of it, right? Edge of the pit.
You are on the edge of the pit. Yes.
Is Flo like? Could I reach down and just yank her up onto my side?
It's a 10-foot pit, so sure, I'll allow it as your action.
Okay. And I would just place her behind.
Okay, go ahead and make an straight strength roll, as long as you're willing.
Unless you're gonna say no, I have plans. Otherwise, I'm just.
Leave me!
Okay, so you reach out your hand, and then you're just like, all right.
Okay. Instead, then I will. Is the Gloom Shepherd close enough to swing that?
Yeah, you can make an attack roll.
Just
Then I
push
will
Tennille
do
down.
Out the way.
You got a long reach with that long sword plus an 8-foot arm, so
Just give me my glaive.
gotta earn it.
I'm gonna go with no. 9.
9 misses.
I literally missed the shadow.
Passes. All right, that's it for Slate. Cackler.
Are you ready to move or not? No. Okay.
I don't want him jumping across.
I can't get around him now.
Because I was standing next to the pit at one point.
Yeah, but you were on the far side.
you started on the far side.
Slade and Tom.
There is space on the side, but this
But there's a gap.
hallway is blocked.
Can I? Okay. With all my movement, can I get past Slate? Because it's twice, and it's double movement for going through an allied square.
Yeah. And you would know that the pit is there since you placed it.
Can I
So
be off to the side of the pit?
yeah, that's fine. You can
Boink.
do that.
Can I hit the bull boy with my flamethrower? Without hitting flow?
Yeah, you can.
Sick. Alright, we'll do that.
Dex save, right?
Yep.
Natural 18 for a 19.
Yeah, that's a pass. We still take half.
Okay.
5, so 2 rounded down. And then, so that was my bonus action to fire that. Then I'll use my action to cast Firebolt.
Okay, attack roll.
And I like to picture it all just coming out of the cannon, just kind of just random spraying.
Yeah, it's like, and then it bucks as like a bolt shoots out of it too.
Yeah, that's a 23.
That's gonna hit. Roll damage.
And that is going to be 5 fire damage.
5 fire damage. All right. Still standing. But singed, that's for sure.
That's good.
Okay, now it's his turn. He's gonna lower his horns and
Sort of, if you run
jump
through the pit.
and jump. Actually, he can get around the pit. That's space in the front, so he's just gonna go in and attack.
I want to slap him in the head.
That was easy. He just fell.
Yeah, he did just fall.
Reaction back end.
Yeah, reaction back in. All right, so he's gonna make his 3 attacks against you.
You would, yeah.
So Cleaver, natural 20. There it is.
That was it, yeah.
Okay. Rolled a 1.
That's
7 points of slashing damage. You also need to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm not wise today. I am not wise today. That's a 6.
That's rough.
Okay. There's no one within 5 feet of you.
Nope.
You swing your fist towards Slate as like a reaction. You've spent your reaction, swinging your fist towards Slate,
Aha.
but you just sort of bang it against the wall. All right. The next one was a natural 19 to hit you,
That'll do.
and that one is going to do 11 points of slashing damage.
I'm down.
Okay. And then
Wait. No, I'm not. 10 good points.
he's gonna go at you with his horns.
That is
15.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw for me.
Tanked. That's an old 17.
17. That's a pass. You are going to take 10 points of piercing damage.
Now I'm down.
All right. So you go down, and he kind of pins you up against with the bull horns into the wall, and then like impales you on them, and then pulls it away, and
I've had
you
worse.
slump to the floor. So that's it for his turn. Seeing that happen, Anetka, it's up to you. Renostis on deck.
Okay, and
If I die, it's on your hands.
would I have any way of getting through here past?
Yeah, you can move there.
Okay.
Because you don't know the pit is there, though, I'm going to have to have you make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
All in the bed.
I'm going to move here.
I'm a very big raven folk. I destroy walls.
Yeah.
That's a 16.
16. Minus D for you.
Oh, yes.
Minus 4 for a 12, but that's still enough.
Okay.
I just wanted to roll.
That's fair.
So you're standing like on Cackler's body, basically,
Yeah. And then.
and right in front of the beast. As you like step around Slate, you're like pushing past him, and then you're like, oh gosh, the pit, and kind of quickly like step to the side, but then you're like, oh, there's a nice beastie man right there.
Look up that, look down at the cackler, rummage in her pack. She'll pull out just some like wool robing and use it to kind of put on his wounds, and she'll use her she's using her healer's kit to stabilize him.
Okay, very nice. Go ahead and mark your use of the healer's kit. But yeah, you're no longer bleeding, so
I
that's
feel
nice.
stable.
That was cool.
What's that like?
All right, Aneka, you're up.
That was
Flow
an
on
echo.
deck. Sorry, Renostis, you're up. Flow on deck.
Can I position so that I can see Cackler?
He's on the ground and Slate's kind of in the way, so not very easily.
I'm in like a power stance. with
Um,
my legs.
if you
You go prone on the
you could
ground.
try and push past, you don't know what's on the other side, but you could just push past to Neil and Slate to get past him and further into the space.
Okay. That's disrespectful.
Gotta get out of the way for your friend.
Get up to the like the edge of where everybody's at, like get up to the fray.
Mm-hmm.
And then can I hold an action as soon as the cackler comes into view?
Yeah, what do you want to hold?
I'd like to hold a healing word.
Sure.
Just as soon as I can see him.
Yeah, you've got your potion ready to brew. You've got your concoctions that you're mixing and matching to get your spell going. Okay,
And that's it for me.
sounds good. All right, Flo, you're on deck. You're up. Sorry. So
Hope you're ready.
With these
Yeah.
patches, are they still on the floor?
the patch, or what do you
Yeah.
mean?
The patch that made this.
Is at the bottom of the pit.
And I pick up the patch.
Yeah. So you pull it off, and whoop, the ground just like reasserts itself. So the pit's gone, and now
My
you're-
pit!
It's like a trampoline for her. Does she fly?
Who can I get like an attack from?
Now she's attached to
It
me.
rises from you. It rises from the ground there. Thank you.
I'm just like,
You just hear Flo giggling.
there's like an elevator.
Very
kind of thing.
mischievous.
Just slowly flow raises.
But like super slowly, like everyone's just watching do it for like 3 minutes.
It's not super slow, but it is not like a kind of situation there.
And can I stab him with my bonus action?
My pit.
Sure, I'll allow
I
it.
would really like to stab.
Can we rethrow the patch? What happens then? If that patch got tossed back on the ground, what happens?
You have to find out.
Nat 20.
Natural. Woo! Okay, so you're like, I'm ready. It's a good roll.
I'm ready.
Okay. So I think this is doubled. I haven't.
Yeah,
gotten an
you-
attack
you-
with
there.
that 20.
Oh. Okay, yes, you double the dice amount and then add the modifier. So all your dice, go ahead and roll them, and then you double that result. Well, you critically hit, but you rolled 3 ones. So that's 3 doubled is 6. Add your modifier. I'm sorry.
Spicy.
3.
So add your modifier. So 6 plus 3 is 9. So it's 9 total damage, and he's still raging. So that's half to be 4
That's
damage.
With your pinky.
I shouldn't
You
have said
nat
it's
20
my
with
first,
4.
because it is. Oh, dang.
We've all been there.
You got him in like the
I
neck
hit him.
region, but
He's just
like you just were not ready for the way the floor was moving.
Can I tuck that patch in my pocket and move that way?
You're still holding the patch.
Okay,
One of your
can I
sheaths,
move
one of your
my-
swords is sheathed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. The remaining shepherd's turn. He's going to step forward. Now there's no pit, and he's going to take a swing again at Tennille. It was almost in that one, but instead it was a 17 total.
That hits.
All right.
woohoo! That was close.
6 points of bludgeoning damage and 5 points of necrotic damage.
Oh,
So 11 total. And I'm going to need a concentration check, please.
Yes.
That's an 8.
Right, and also -4. So the shadows recede and turn back to their normal dark space. So everyone loses their temporary hit points.
Oh, that's good.
Does it want to go? I guess I didn't keep going out.
I as written, I think it stays until the minute is up. Like they last for a minute.
Okay,
But-
interesting.
I think it just same rules.
I thought it was while they were in the space they have the temporary hit points. But it's just continually granted.
In the space, if they're in the space, but I don't think it.
But
goes
there's no
along-
longer a do you want to look it up for me?
Yeah.
And then that's it for its turn though, and you're up next. So
Well, I can't do
I
anything.
guess we'll have to see.
So.
So as he's attacking you, the effect on you breaks.
Okay.
Like you get woken from your animalistic stupor.
Okay.
You're still donkey-eared, but
The
not-
sphere moves with you, and it lasts for a minute until you are incapacitated, or so it should have ended last turn. Whenever a creature ends its turn in the sphere, it just says you grant it temporary hit points. It doesn't say how long they last, how long they last after the sphere is gone.
Okay.
But I was incapacitated, so it would have gone away at the end of last turn.
I thought it was like same rules as regular temp health.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that people can keep them, but they're not gonna re-up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would actually be at.
Alright. So that's it for its turn. Tennille, you're up. You did sort of get you have to make a new save as it re-imparts the same effect. So go ahead and make a wisdom for me.
Wisdom?
Sorry, charisma.
That's a fail.
Okay. So again, animalistic stupor. Sorry. A couple things got jumbled there a little bit, but that's all good. So you're sort of Renostus. Renostus. Slate.
The other tall person.
The other tall. You tall boy. Slate, you're up. Cackler on deck.
Sure.
So it's double movement to go through an ally, but
That's
would I be
correct.
able to swing around in front of Tennille, but not towards the bullman, like around the Gloom Shepherd?
No, there's no way of doing that without pushing past the Gloom Shepherd because you've got the cave wall to swing around otherwise. So I'm gonna
Okay,
say
well,
because
I
of the
was-
melee at the moment, I would say no, not so much.
And am I unable to go like between the bull guy and the Gloom Shepherd?
Again, you'd have to move through an enemy, so that'd be your action to try and push past him.
Alright, I'll go through him instead.
Okay, so attack roll on the Gloom Shepherd. Go for it.
That's bad.
Ooh, that one.
It is bad.
Yeah, just right off the cave wall. No effect there.
Well, I tried.
Yep, Cackler, you're up.
I am unconscious.
Okay, so Beast Boy's turn. On Anetka.
There's a situation around Cackler has not changed that Renossus can see him.
That's correct.
I haven't moved much. No.
Still not visible. All right, Beast Cleaver on Anetka. Man, I cannot roll the hit with that. That's a
Well,
9.
you hit me with it.
Yep.
20.
Yeah, I did. That's true. Hand axe. That's gonna hit with a 22.
It might.
D6 down. 11 points of slashing damage. And horns. That's also gonna hit with a 21. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw, please.
You want me to toss?
Let's see, 4.
4. Okay. You take 13 points of piercing damage, and you get flung 5 feet, which lands you against the wall, and you fall prone.
On top of me.
Yep, on top of you.
Ew.
Ow.
We're stacking bodies. The wrong
Okay.
ones,
Still,
but
still conscious.
So just.
Thanks to Neil.
Alright, that's it for the beast creature. So now it is Anetka. Remember,
Okay.
attack move to stand up. You want to stand up?
Yeah, I'll stand up. Then, did it toss me to not within 5 feet of him, or
No, you just landed right against. You just bounced against the cave wall and landed at his feet.
Ow!
Disrespect.
And she'll conjure her magical sock, have the double pointed needles go right, towards his eyes. She's mad. A magic missile.
And he's
Okay.
enraged, so.
Go ahead and roll.
perfect.
Okay, 4, 7 plus
16?
3.
4, 5, and 7.
No,
No, I'm
sorry.
adding up.
Yeah. Yep.
16 points of damage on 3d4?
Yes, sir.
No, how does 10 points of force damage
10.
on 3d4 plus?
That sounds more reasonable. So straight into the face. You see cracks starting to form in the skull. He's looking pretty hurt. Would you like to move?
I don't think I can without getting slapped again.
Oh yeah, that's correct. Okay, that's it for your turn. After Anetka comes Renostas.
I would like to shoot a firebolt at the big beast man.
Okay, first you're going to need to step through to Neil to do it, but actually in the way you're positioned, you can, because there's an open space on the other side.
Nice.
So you sort of pushing past, and then go ahead and make an attack roll.
How does a net 20?
Nice! Go ahead and roll damage, d10, and double.
You know,
Alright, hold on, I have to...
don't roll 1.
Yeah.
3
Roll
times.
3
I
times.
have to figure out how to do this.
What are the odds of that?
Low.
Very low.
1 and 6 times 3.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Got you.
So the dice roll is 12, so 24.
Uh,
no, sorry.
Firebolt's 1d10.
No, I have it's 2d10.
Not fireball.
Sorry, I'm using
Firebolt will eventually.
D&D Beyond.
What level is that?
5.
Okay, in that case it's 4, so 8.
8 points of fire damage. So that is lethal. So how do you want it to look like? What do you want it to look like?
We don't have the pit anymore.
What a
I think Renault's just kind of picking up on Anita's target of the eyes. I think we'd like to aim this firebolt right in the eyeballs.
Okay, so at the last second, twin little flame smokes burst out into fire and ignite and he kind of just tears apart his own skull, trying to get the flame out, and just the headless corpse collapses to the floor, dead and gone.
Or metal.
Pretty much.
All right, down it goes. Very nice. All right,
Rest in peace, that Shadow Shepherd.
yep, Flo, you're up. Last guy.
Okay, I'll run up to him and slash him.
Go for it. Tackle.
Yes.
Somebody please hit that guy.
That is
It
a
won't be
20.
20 total? That definitely gets good roll damage.
How'd you roll a 0?
14.
14. That's enough to kill that guy too. So and again, as you pull the blade away, sort of, and then just a skeleton falls against you and clatters to the ground.
I'm gonna shove him with ugh.
All right, that's it for combat. Very nice job, guys. What's everyone doing? Cackler's stable and on the
Laying
ground.
around.
Yep, you are laying around.
I'll go ahead and
What are
hit
they
with
about?
that healing word.
Okay, go ahead and roll. D4.
A door.
7.
7 points of health.
Hooray.
Cackler's at positive 7.
I'm alive.
I have more health than an Etka.
I wake,
Okay,
I wake up and immediately just crawl over to the bull body and I'll loot him.
Okay, well, hang on. Everyone else had a chance to act before you because you were down while Renostas was helping you out. So what's everyone else doing?
Have we noticed anything weird about Tennille?
He's looking like a donkey. Donkey-eared, donkey-toothed.
Can I look closely behind us to make sure nothing else is happening, / whatever this stuff is?
Sure, make a perception check.
Oh, nat 20.
Nice. Doing well with the nat 20s. So you see there's an altar there in the back upon a raised stone area. There seems to be a skeletal remains of a humanoid figure, but it seems like it's got some damaging around the chest. You'd have to get a little closer to see, but it looks like there's an indentation in the chest, the rib bones are. You can see through the side that the rib bones and sternum are kind of caved in. Otherwise, you don't notice anything major in this particular region. As far as traps or anything waiting for you, the altar appears to have some candles that are lit with a black flame on them, and there are some beast skulls placed at its foot, at its base. But that is what you're.
Okay, I'm gonna stay put right there. Well, I don't see them.
Okay. And with that, actually, we're going to probably take a good chance to get to a break here. So we'll come back. Thank you guys for watching. Don't go away. We're going to be back in a few minutes while we take a quick break. So
I will go away.
be right back.
Yeah, we're leaving. Sorry.
Okay, as we return, refueled and getting tea and other things, Renostus is currently focused on reviving the cackler with the sealing word. Flo is checking out some of the other spaces just visually. So, Tanil, Anetka, and Slate, what are you guys doing? We'll focus on you guys for just a second.
Am I still me? Or am I animal at this point?
So you still appear with the donkey ears and the sort of buck donkey teeth, but you no longer are sort of the, like, sad
I'm not
donkey
incapacitated.
noises, incapacitated situation, yeah.
Okay,
That
well,
faded when the shepherd went
I'm
down.
gonna go touch the Lore Stone. So there's like a skeleton that was the shepherd.
Yep.
Right. So I want to touch the stone to the 3 corpses that we now have.
Okay.
Where did they come from? The corpses? Kind of showed up.
Shadows.
You, again, there's not like redundancy for the second skeleton, but again, you get sort of the absorption effect as you touch this green and gold inscribed stone to the skeleton. It sort of flashes green for a second, and a like gossamer thread of golden green light joins all the others in its inside, and then you do the same thing to the headless corpse of the beast monster. And again, you get a little bit of a sturdier looking strand.
Okay.
But that's
Is the skull that was on his shoulders still there, or did it just completely disintegrate? I can't remember.
it sort of broke into pieces.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, I was gonna like touch that, and maybe there's magic in it, but if not,
It's sort of part of the same.
okay. That was what
After
I
you
was
touch the
getting
body, like it had no additional.
at. Okay, that's what I was getting
Okay.
at.
So.
I'll go over and just take a look at the magic circle, see if she can discern a way to safely break it or...
Sure, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Arcana...
While she's doing that, I want to discern its purpose.
Okay, Arcana is also good.
15.
15.
Oh, you're right on me.
All good?
That'll be 22.
Okay. So yeah, in that case, you're not noticing any... This looks... What's interesting about it to you is it's a circle of blood. There's no symbols or anything, unlike most mage circles that you've seen before, or seen in books. But there is that same spiral pattern in the center. As far as a safe way to do it, you feel pretty confident that if you smear it or something, you'd be able to at least disrupt the pattern, and the intent behind your effect would also help delineate whatever is there, but you don't know if there's any kind of like trigger effect by touching it or anything like that. You don't really have a good way of knowing that, because there's no, while it appears in the same like formation of a mage circle, it doesn't have any of the same symbology and doesn't maybe convey the same meaning to you. As far as its purpose, with a 22, you begin looking, and it's again you're sort of like, there's no symbols, there's nothing here. But that spiral pattern just keeps like playing in your mind for a second, and you feel like another presence overlay your eyes for a second and sort of glint over to seeing this like invisible cord that goes from the center of the spiral to like the throat area and chest area of the skeletal remains on the altar.
I will let at least Anika know that.
Huh. That's... I wonder how you... Anyway, that's odd. I guess maybe that was the sacrifice. I mean, I'm sure this is his or her blood. I think we can break it, but I don't know what, like, any residual effects. This is very odd. Like, never came across anything like this in Mage College.
Hang on, I got this. So, you know, like, maybe as a kid, you, like, rub your feet on the carpet to generate static electricity?
Uh-huh.
Like that, but training through it.
Okay. Yeah, you just and smear dust and like dirt and stuff like that, and the sort of rusty ground. It starts to like flake, like actual, as if it's actual rust, the ground. And you smear through the circle and clearly like imprint over the design, and the cord in your vision just sort of fades.
Huh. I was going to use Mage Hand, but I guess that works too.
And by this point, Renostus has revived with the healing word, Cackler. So if the two of you want to do something, go ahead.
Loot.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Starts with an L and ends with an
Not 20.
Okay, I'll get to you in just a sec. Ren, what did you want to do?
I guess. Can I investigate the state of the? You said that they just dissolved into skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take a moment and look over the skeletons and see if there's anything unusual about them, as far as if there's any markings on the bones, if they look like normal human bones.
Yeah, I'd say that's a medicine check. Or investigation, whichever's better for you.
Investigation.
Okay, well, go ahead and hold the roll there for that. We'll get to Cackler. You find amidst his, pockets and stuff like that of his vest and bib, so he's wearing a leather, the bib would be like a leather armor. And you also find a key, small brass key. You find 8 gold, 11 silver, a hand axe, and then the rusty, blood-crusted cleaver that he was using.
I'm gonna try to pocket as much of the gold as I can.
Without people noticing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
You're not.
I'm noticing a trend
Noxus
here.
is there looking at the
He
skeleton.
has a criminal background, though. Sleight of hand, you say?
Yep.
You have a criminal background.
I haven't.
Oh god, it's Strahd!
Every time.
Yeah, that's 20 total.
20 total. Yeah. You pocket 6 of the gold.
I'll take it. Here, you guys can have the 2 gold if you want.
You're so
I'll
generous.
toss it to them.
Oh, you found 2 golds?
Yeah, and silver. Here, some silver too.
Are you... I don't know that you've heard people say that very often.
I'll just gesture and I'll kind of hold up and I'll kind of toss it their way.
Okay.
Jeez!
Make a tail.
Okay. Renostus, what'd you get for your medicine check?
12.
12. They do appear to be human bones. Similar with the hanging animal remains, you do notice some sort of patterns around the neck area.
Okay.
Did the Cackler, wave the key around or show us?
Yeah, I'll wave the key around and then I'll try to impersonate the whole thing. I'll give this whole speech at the beginning of the whole we're all beasts inside, wave around his cleaver thing, oh.
Okay.
Do I recognize the cleaver as a weapon? Would I know what it is?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he was obviously using it as a weapon.
Does it seem fancy?
It's covered in rust and blood.
I'm gonna walk over and hand it to Slate, but in a bowed manner, you would hand a sword like a queen or something.
Yeah. It fits. It it's got some heft to it. You could wield it in one hand.
Okay. If I take a real close look at it and per se cast Identify, anything happen?
Okay. So again, your eyes sort of gloss over, and you everything fades away, and you feel yourself ascend into the sort of space that's aside from all the objects and things like that, and different pages and things flutter around you for a second, and then a page sort of lands in front of you with a sketch of this item. It is Cow Cleaver. It is a +1 hand axe. It also scores critical hits against beasts on a natural 19 or 20. And if you score a killing blow against a beast, you get hit points back equal to your play level.
Ooh,
It requires attunement.
Cool.
So you sort of get that sense of it's clearly meant to be used against animals, and clearly meant with the intent to harm or maim animals and gain power from their death.
Got it.
I would like to, especially around the altar, but generally in the room, look for secret doors or compartments, something that would be opened by that key.
Sure, investigation check.
Investigation.
What do you want to do, Flo? You
Can
give
I
me a look.
whip out my patch and throw it on the floor that way?
The one you picked up?
Your patch.
Yeah, you throw it on the ground and you see that it's torn in the middle. The one you sent me.
Oh. I pick it up. I'll give it back to Cackler. Thanks, man.
I will eat it. Oh, now I gotta do it.
What?
Are you a
I
bottomless
eat the
pit?
patch.
Okay. You just sort of.
It just beaks it.
It's not edible.
Did I ask about that?
I mean, you can try, but it might not be so good for your health.
I'll chew on it a bit, and like just kind of.
Yep, a wet slimy patch just splatters on the ground.
Yep. As it.
Very nice.
That was cute.
Thank you. Are hand axes a simple weapon? Yeet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, have it back, please.
I kind of want to toss it like hilt side at you,
That's fine.
but I also don't want to accidentally kill you.
I'm built different. I can take a hilt of it. Well, right now. Yeah.
I mean, if I low roll and you don't get the hilt part first.
True. You better present it to me the same way I presented it to you.
I will instead present it as a queen knighting someone.
Excellent.
Okay. And you notice it's like still dripping.
Always.
Onto his shoulders as he's being knighted.
Yep, pretty much.
Excellent. My white robes are no longer white.
It hasn't been white for a while
I
since you
got
got slashed.
impaled, so
Yeah.
My secret doors,
What'd you get?
22.
You're pretty confident there aren't any secret compartments or doors in this space.
When we saw the hanging animals, were any of them hanging, like... I've never been to a butcher shop. I don't know how they hang their meat. Was anything hanging from their neck that would make those kind of...
None that you saw.
Things? Okay. Does the... Okay. Somebody else can do something, because...
You're good.
It's all good.
You can do things, Sarah.
It's a good thought.
Skeleton have any evidence? I guess if it's like mostly skeleton, it's not going to really show anything.
Did you want to have a look at the skeleton on the altar?
I don't want to be close to it.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Like, can I take a couple of steps, just like...
So the circle's been
Like-
smudged. We can take away the circle.
Like...
Here, Sarah, why don't you grab it? Thank you.
Sarah was dancing.
Or
I will
Roger.
stand here and look at the skeleton.
Okay, make a perception check.
I think it's 1d6.
I think so too.
You said perception?
What are you looking for, Nate?
What a hand axe is?
Yeah, it's 1d6, the throne, or close combat option. And I believe it has the light property.
Nice.
9.
9. It's a skeleton, caved in sort of chest area. It's smaller than the other ones.
Can I rub my eyes and squint a little harder and look again?
Can I
Not immediately. I think you might want to maybe roleplay that in more of a like, hey, can I get some help?
Yeah,
kinda way.
I would.
You're
I would
gonna-
want to go up and take a look at it. I think.
You're gonna go all the way up, or just next to her?
Next to her.
Okay. Also perception.
For the records, they would probably be up there somewhere after his shenanigans.
It's an 18.
18. Okay. Seems like it's a female skeleton, you'd guess, based on the dimensions and stuff like that. And you don't notice any of the telltale sort of marks around the neck or anything like that.
Natka would like to look specifically. Do the caved-in ribs look similar to how Bria's ribs are caved in? Like the
Make
double
a-
that's.
You'd have to get up to it to check.
Yeah, she'll get up.
But go ahead and make a medicine check.
Medicine. Their ribs, all right. A 6.
Yeah.
They're bones, actually.
Are they ribs?
As Anika passes me, I'm gonna tap her on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
For your attention to get message.
Yes?
It looks like a woman. When did his wife die?
Oh. Would she know off the top of her
I,
head?
I feel
don't
like Dan
remember.
told us. I'm trying to remember when he told
Yeah.
us, and it sure is actually in my notes somewhere.
Did they tell us the date or just in the past?
I think he just said the past, but let me.
mean, she'll go. It is a skeleton, so that can give us a wide range, even if she.
I just have in my notes. He hasn't been the same since his wife died.
Yeah. It was implied that it was years ago,
Years ago. Okay, that's what I was
not
thinking.
like immediately recent.
But
Would Annette know? Does he have any daughters or? sisters?
I'd say your knowledge of this individual is not super prolific, but go ahead and make a general intelligence check.
How old does the skeleton appear?
11.
You don't know of any daughters or sons, in fact, either, that Damden had.
Like, does it look like it's been there for, like, it's been somebody who's been dead for a really long time, or does it look a little bit fresher, I guess?
What'd you get with your medicine?
I didn't roll medicine. I rolled a perception.
Okay, roll medicine.
That is a... Where's my medicine? It's 22.
22? It looks like it's been dead for a long time.
Okay.
Several years, you would say.
Okay.
Certainly a long time. And you're noting the crush effect in the chest has sort of like a blunt force kind of situation. Look to it.
Okay. I will tap Anika's shoulder and have that relay to her.
Guess probably was his wife then. But then where did the blood? Well, I guess he could have gotten the blood from the animals.
There are other, like, skulls around the base of the altar too, correct?
Mm-hmm. Different animal skulls.
I'll let somebody else go in that act.
Renasis, what are you up to?
For a while, Renasis was just watching the Kepler, just amused with his bullshittery. But I think that he'd probably join Anika and Tennille checking out the altar. Has anyone looked at the altar for any hidden compartments or anything like that?
Yeah, Anetka had a look and
Okay.
looked pretty thoroughly, but didn't find any.
Okay.
There were no other doors or anything in the room. Not hidden, just doors.
No visible doors. And you feel confident. Anetka feels confident that she would have found them.
Yes.
And I guess she would have seen them if, like, the altar was movable, kind of thing.
Yeah, she didn't notice that it was movable or anything like that. No, like, scratch marks or things like that on the floor. No obvious hinges, things like that.
Do we want to inter the skeleton? As in bury it?
Nah.
It's a shame we kind of got rid of the pit.
When I get to Slate verbalize that,
Yeah.
That's-
yeah.
I would agree. Like, make movement to, yes, we should do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I assume
I
he's.
hear
Yeah.
yawing in the corner and just some nods.
Yep.
He,
Okay.
he's pro that. I'm pretty neutral on it, but I mean,
I will,
probably can't hurt anything.
without intending to, I'll look right at Tennille and cast messages and say, okay.
Okay. Didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know either.
When I approach the altar, do I feel anything weird? Like, does my donkeyness intensify as I approach the altar?
Is that a feeling?
I feel like we need a meme for donkeyness intensifies. But no, it does not seem to get worse or better as you approach.
I'm gonna go up and smash the animal skulls.
Okay.
Like, take out my frustration at this whole situation and just
Yep,
bash them into bits.
You crack them to bits.
Okay.
They're scattered all across the floor.
Slate will delicately grab the skeleton while she's busy committing
Okay. So
destruction.
you just lift it up. Got it.
You're
Fairly light.
I'll just kind of like move to a corner and just, I guess lay it down for now.
Just
Okay.
toss it in the pit. Oh wait.
Are you writing this down?
Of course.
Do we
Is
want
the
to?
oh wait in italics.
Yep.
Is anybody else curious about those other passageways?
Yeah, I think maybe that's where the key Chip's found. Could go somewhere there.
Maybe we could bury her in one of those.
Yeah, let's. Do we want to go down the dead end or the one that extends a little further? Maybe dead end first and then. Okay, and I'll move to head towards the dead end.
Okay, so you go to the dead end. There's a lot of coiled chain sort of in this spot over here. And what looks like some rope, some drawing hides that are like still bloodied.
Anyone need chain or rope? Okay.
No secrety secrets in this space.
Make an investigation check.
50.
There are no secrets that you can cover.
Okay.
This is that side room.
This is this space here. So, okay.
Maybe since that one extended a little further, we want to grab the others and head that way.
Yeah.
Hey, others! We want to head towards the other hall?
Anger the bees.
Bernasis will get up and go join Aneka.
Okay. Are you taking the body, or are you leaving it in the corner where you said it?
I mean, I think I'll take it and leave it by the stairway.
Okay. So you move it over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing. Cackler and Tennille, are you joining the others at the...
Yeah.
Okay. So this space extends a little bit, but not a ton. Kind of into a sharp corner space where there's a small wooden table that's been set there. It looks like there are some mugs and dusty-looking decanter, and some other various things on a couple pieces of parchment, some candles, a couple other, like a pouch, some stuff's there.
What's their break room?
Is the parchment blank or?
So you want to look at the parchment. The parchment has these like spiral drawings done in like scattered charcoal etchings.
Tania?
Yeah, I was gonna look. I wanted to look at them because, like, do they remind me of my spirals, or are they something like different?
Make a religion check.
I am not good at those. It's 11.
They feel decidedly not like
Okay.
your symbology.
I kind of wrinkle my nose, just like.
Yeah, they have like a nauseating look to them, even just looking at them on a piece of paper.
You feel even more donkey-like.
Tania, maybe the stone onto this?
Ah, yeah. I'll touch the stone to it.
Okay. Yeah. You do get a sort of thread that comes from the center of the drawing itself as it goes in. But again, you don't get redundancy. Even though
Okay.
there's three different parchments, but they all have the same spiral.
Same
pattern.
spiral. Okay.
Do we want to save one of these? Maybe as evidence of what? I don't know, maybe your rich uncle knows someone who could study this?
Did I catch that shade you threw? Jeez.
Can't respond to it.
I don't
You
think
caught
you need
it.
to catch it, that just hit you.
All right,
There's
Flo.
like potion stuff.
I'm sorry.
There's like potion.
There's a decanter and a few tankards.
Okay.
And the decanter looks pretty dusty.
Mm.
Looks like there's some dried liquid on the inside, but it's otherwise empty.
I'm gonna grab Ren and pull him over and be like, "Hey, Ren, the potion man, could you use any of this stuff?"
Like some old dry wine. I'll open the decanter and smell.
Okay. It actually smells like fermented goat's milk or cow's milk.
Oh.
And
Frank.
the like it's distilled into a kind of alcohol kind of situation. And you actually notice that there's several tankards that have been smashed or crushed on the floor as well, remnants of them under the table, enough for at least a dozen people.
You mentioned a pouch.
Yep.
Has anyone looked at the pouch yet?
Nope, but you can.
Okay, I'll set the decanter down and check out the pouch.
Okay, so there's 3 candles. There's some chalk. There is a set of really interesting or special looking charcoal. Maybe a little harder and like honed to these points. And a set of spell components.
I will kind of just very casually kind of wave them around, see if there's any interested parties.
It's interesting.
Have I seen anything like the charcoal before?
You know that some individuals of a more scholarly magic. Use them in particular spells, some summoning rituals, things like that.
I can take the charcoal. And are they just generic spell components or like?
It's a pouch of spell components. Yeah.
Okay. And I don't.
Take it with her. Take it.
Yeah, I can take the spell components. I mean, I'm more focused my magic through other things, but just in case.
Yeah, and the chalk you recognize as similar to what you use to create or bring Mr. Mittens to the mortal
Yes.
plane.
And can she how many uses of fine?
It's single use.
Single use. Yes. She'll just pop Mr. Mittens out and be like, "Look what I found!"
Replacement.
Dah.
Aw, you're such a cutie.
Dah.
Scratch behind the ears.
Interesting.
Dah.
Mr. Bins is the Eeyore of the ocean.
Yeah. She'll sort of bring him up to Tennille. You want to pet a sheep? Would that make you feel better?
Just slow blink at you and gently tap Mr. Mittens on the head.
He's very soft.
I'm sure he is.
But you all are noticing that the splotches of the shadowy space on the ground beneath the chained animal bodies, the sort of rusty, shadowy nature of the floor itself, all are still remaining and are still present.
There was magic in the next room. I'll pull out my notebook and write down. There was magic behind that other door.
It's true. I don't.
Did we ever check the door? No.
Mm-mm.
Like it could be locked. It could be for
It wasn't.
Yeah.
You checked.
You checked that it wasn't locked.
Is there...
We just haven't checked behind it.
So beside the table, is there anything else back here?
Nope, it's pretty much just a storage space for table and...
What's the break?
hidden compartments, secret doors. Take a look, man.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I also will look.
Okay, investigation.
That will be 19.
15.
You do a pretty thorough pass over. You come across a little alcove space that's like a makeshift kind of closet, and there's a lot of brown robes, but you touch them, it feels like it's animal skin, animal hide, but cured.
Not a lot of people only there's cured hide robes in this closet. Would any of them fit Slate?
Yeah, there's one that's big enough to probably fit someone who's maybe a foot shorter than you. So it'll
Narrow
show off some
angles.
scandalous angles, but otherwise would be fitting of your size. As far
I'll
as
take it.
weight goes. Okay. Go ahead and mark in your inventory. Animal hide robe.
The stylish
It looks like it's
Goliath in
stitched
your
together
life.
by separate little pieces.
Got it. So it's a patchwork mess.
I'll
What do you wanna
dodge
do,
the
Flay?
shadowy bits and head back up the stairs.
Okay, you're heading back up the stairs.
I also head back up the stairs.
Everyone else going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
You guys are all passing the
I will
body that you
use-
set down.
yeah, I was gonna say I'll use the rope to carry the skeleton.
So you guys go back upstairs and head back through the trapdoor, winding all the way up to the barn space. And even by comparison, in its dimmer setting with the boarded up windows, this is way brighter by comparison. As far as things go in terms of the ambient natural lighting of the space.
Should we want to investigate the door? And she'll sort of turn towards Ren and the cackler. Hey, I know you two do sort of that healing stuff. I don't think I can go another round. Even I think taking a small rest I don't think would help at this point. Would it be possible to... No? Ren?
Are you suggesting that you need some tending to? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what you're...
Yes, I'm suggesting I need some tending to.
Oh, why didn't you just say so and I'll cast Healing Word?
Okay, roll a d4.
Classic old man.
Thought I did say that.
6. Alright,
Woo,
plus 6
doubled
health.
her health.
Woo!
Hey.
Yes. But I am also pretty magically tapped, and again, even I feel like I really need to go to bed soon, I think.
So we resting?
Not here. I don't want to rest here, but I also don't want to get into a big fight.
Can I peek out the other door, the door that we came into the barn with, and just see how the state of outside is, if anything's changed?
Yeah, go ahead and make a general perception check as you peek outside.
I'm gonna kind of follow Ren and look around his shoulder. And
Sure, you can make perception too. Remember, you get disadvantage because it's sunny outside.
right.
That's a 13 for me.
Okay.
So that is a 12 for me.
Okay. You both notice that there's still the sort of staked sheep and cow skulls in that spiral pattern in the pasture that was nearest that L side space. The ground is also of that similar rusty, stained kind of quality as it was as you guys approached this barn area. And then you see that the structure sort of... It looks like there's some more structuring on the far side coinciding with the uninvestigated door as well. And then you remember, at least, that in the sort of lower quadrant, if the barn is this main area, the orchard was over off to this side.
Nicholas, forgive me, my brain is moosh.
No worries.
Was there like an actual homestead, or was it literally just a barn?
Uh, You haven't really seen more of the overall locale. I'm not sure.
Seeing that there's like no immediate danger outside, Steele's going to go out and just with his rapier and his feet, he's just going to start knocking down the stakes with the skulls on them, just destroying all of it.
Okay.
In the same manner that he destroyed the skulls. I'm not sure it's a smart idea, but that is what he would do.
Would you say it's still within an hour of our combat, Nicholas?
I'm sorry?
Would you say it's still within an hour of our combat?
I'd say between all the investigating, the stuff like that, it's probably bordering on right about an hour. So I would say it's probably gone.
Oh, I can't just like blow towards some skulls before it disappears.
You're like...
Oh.
As the pieces sort of fall back into their components. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw there, Neil.
Mistakes.
Stakes.
It's a 12.
Okay.
She hits
This time, seems like you passed.
Okay.
But you sort of... and some of the skulls are starting to fall apart.
Okay. Now I'm trying to like touch them. I'm just trying to like knock down the stakes and then do it again.
Those of you who are still in the barn, what are you doing?
Can I listen at the door?
Sure. Perception check.
21.
You don't hear anything. You feel confident that you would have picked up on any movement or anything like that.
Okay.
Have we looked around in like the ceiling or like rafters if they have any of the barn?
It seems like there were rafters, but they were taken down in some way. So when you were looking up, and Renos probably would have seen this looking up at the boarded up windows, it looks like some of the posts and timber that was used has been repurposed elsewhere to board up the windows.
Okay. Can I stealth over to the door and sneak a peek through it?
So you open the door.
Yes.
Okay. So you open the door.
I didn't get to roll for stealth. This is not good.
Peering beyond, you see that once upon a time there was an iron-fenced entranceway with overgrown gardens on the far side of what barely retains the name structure, a ruin of a homestead. Broken stone walls, stairs like leading to nowhere, some wood spaces. There are no signs of smoke or ash, even though it looks like there's charring on the remaining wood and stone.
Okay, and sorry, is this like I'm opening this up into like little
Emptiness.
like, room?
There's no room. It's an empty space here. I'll kind
Or
of...
is this like
It's like outdoors.
It's outdoors.
And then the distance of the place.
It's immediately right there. Like this would have connected to the house itself.
Mm.
So if
it's
the
out
house
the
were,
ruins of it.
if the house were still there, would we have just opened up and stepped into the house?
Yes, there would have been
Okay.
a space that you would have stepped right into. Thank you for the clarifying. I'm going to go ahead and collect these. You notice that there's just a bunch of withered remains of where the plants would have been in that garden area beyond. The house seems like it would have been a wealthy, modest one for this sort of lifestyle. 2-story, if you had to guess, by the broken down stairs. What are you doing with the body, by the way? Did you set it down before you opened the door, presumably?
What have you. Otherwise, I'd be carrying it like. Try to tie it off to my belt or something. Can't imagine it weighs too much.
Just dragging it along.
Yeah, you can't successfully do that, I would say, probably.
No Santa sacking the skeletons in this campaign.
Hey,
I mean, I put it in the row. Just like bunch it up, slip it between my belt. And there you go.
yeah, that's how it works. There definitely would be skeleton parts just falling out.
Well, you go for it.
We've got sort of a stairway that just leads nowhere. We've got some broken pieces. Of ruin, and you guys are sort of, this is the barn area. The two of you are sort of checking out over here.
Can I fall asleep?
Okay. So you're still at the threshold at the moment. Hey Kat, we're getting a lot of ambient noise from you there.
Sorry, my husband's playing a game.
Oh, okay.
Almost sounds like a fan.
It does on our thing. That's the game. Fun noise.
So you guys are looking into this sort of expanse here of broken walls. You see some hooves of livestock dangling from pieces of the wreckage on like coiled ropes of shadow.
Metal.
The wood appears rotten, and the stones are cracked, shot through with like spidery lines of black.
Do they look like they're like emerging from a central point? These cracks and blackness?
It just seems like it's all over the place.
Okay. Well, if apparently Flo was decided to conk out,
Yeah.
It's a double door, so both of you can look side by side without like stepping into that ruin area.
got it. Well, do we want to head in? I don't really think we should sleep here.
Renostus and Slate. Tennille, what are you guys doing?
Renostus was watching Tennille have his moment breaking things down, and seeing Slate start gesturing towards what was the homestead, kind of beckon her back into the barn. Him back into the barn.
Okay, you following?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. Cackler, you going too? 'Cause you were out there trying to burn.
Yeah.
Aneko, what are you doing? You're watching them all sort of huddle around the doorway.
Yeah, I'll just sort of generally follow. Do we want to maybe explore?
I mean, we've got this new key.
Yeah.
I'll go somewhere.
Open something.
Wait.
Google check
And I will
it
pat
out.
him on the head.
Kind of for any sketchy
Original
traps.
optimist. That's one of my
Or
friends.
Okay, go ahead and make a general perception check.
rather dice.
You failed.
Dexterity check failed.
Rolled 19.
16.
16. You don't notice any obvious traps or anything like that.
Okay. I will gingerly step into it.
Okay. Are you guys all waiting for her? Or are you going as well?
I'm
Great.
preparing
I'll
to
go
out and blow up. I'll head with her.
So all of you guys are going?
I guess so.
One
In my sack skeleton.
You bring the
Sack
bring in the body.
I mean, I would like to bury it somewhere, but we haven't.
There you go. So, for just a moment, your vision and sight fades, and you're treated to a strange, like whirling series of visions that are sort of interchanged, like the fading of dreams.
All of us are just like.
All of you who stepped
Okay.
up. At first, you see a rather thin and pretty, sort of young-ish woman, maybe in her 30s. She's like milking a cow, and then something like startles, and you see the cow's hoof just impact her chest, and she just goes like flying off. You see a grave amidst some apple trees, and it looks like it's being like the grave was intact, and it's like being dug up by the perspective prevents you from seeing who it is, but you see sort of shoveling, unearthing. You're seeing sort of this nauseating moment, a rippling tide of shadow with an outline of a figure sort of at its center appears, and it kind of blots out everything else. It feels like a figure that's got a lot of presence to it. But otherwise is just the outline and frame. And that fades, and then you see a vast curtain of black ice that stretches across and rises out, blocking out all light up above. You see like seething shadows creaking from its cracked holes and pitted surface of the ice. And then that fades. And then here you see again, here at the top of the hill, the farm bluff. Within the barn, the dark light candles and chanting, dances of folk wearing sheepskin and raw hides and drinking, and opening a cow's throat to sort of this ecstatic chanting and blood and stuff like that. So you're sort of getting a glimpse of these different moments back and back and back, and then it sort of builds and builds, and this rush comes over your vision and comes over your mind. I need everyone to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Nope.
Oh boy.
My throw is not safe.
Okay.
Nice idyllic imagery.
Flo. That's a fail.
9.
That's a fail. Slate.
20.
That's a pass.
4.
That's a fail.
24? Pretty good.
19.
19. That's a pass. Venostus.
It's a Medusa moment.
Sorry.
12.
Okay, that's a pass. Those of you who failed take 8 psychic damage.
I'm down again. Perhaps we should have pressed it before we made it.
And the space itself just feels to weigh on all of you in this heavy, draining kind of effect. And you're not sure how or why, but it just feels like the whole space is weighing you down, and everything feels so much more insurmountable.
What was the amount of psychic damage?
8.
8.
Do we take any if we passed, or is it just a...
Those of you who pass take no damage.
Okay.
But you still feel that weighting effect.
Ren?
In the image we saw, is there any way I'd be able to recognize where the grave was in the orchard?
Not by particular placement. It was amidst trees and just, amidst a set of ordered trees, but you didn't see any of the major landmarks.
Okay.
There was a headstone there that you couldn't quite read.
Okay. So at least we know what to look for, at least for the body.
Alright, so Cackler went down as the sort of shadowy energy just like rushed over him and clumped into a feather. What?
My feathers.
Fell into a clump of feathers is what I was trying to say, but
Cackler disappeared and only a feather remains.
a single feather remains. Wow, that's a powerful vision.
And that's how you look at that.
That's a lot of psychic damage.
I'm gonna start leaving the room and try and grab Cackler to move him out of the room.
Okay, so you slowly drag him into the barn.
Okay.
I'm gonna tap Slate and kind of gesture him to come out as well.
I will look at her and think at her. I'm just gonna take a look. I'll be right back.
Yes, man.
So,
This time, when he says it, you hear sort of an extra, kind of noise.
He's a heavy breather.
yes.
In his mind, yeah. That's not picturing it. I'm just gonna take a quick little run. I'll be right back.
Actually, it comes as a surprise to you as well.
Oh, I hear it too.
Yep.
Oh,
And then you hear, it appears we have an eavesdropper.
unfortunately. It's me. I'm playing. It's right.
Strange. I haven't come across something like this before. And that's really saying something. Just to you.
Oh god. Do I think I can hear this, or am I aware this is just in my head?
It's just in your head.
Hello?
No response.
No. Maybe X-May on the walk there. I'll head back in.
Okay.
Because, spook.
You head back in with Camille. Renostus and Anetka are the only two remaining at the moment in the house. Ruins. What else? Anything you guys want to do?
her look around for a sec, see if she can find anything the key would go to.
Sure, make an investigation check.
The
well,
idea is 15.
Renostis?
I'm gonna take a moment and cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Can you do it as a ritual, or are you just doing it instantly with the spell slot?
I think it's a Fearbolt magic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that's instant. I can look
Yeah.
it up.
Okay, so what'd you get? You got 15?
Yeah.
So rooting through, you sort of pull away a piece of rotten wood, and underneath you see a small lockbox.
Hey.
And is it small enough she can, like, carry it?
Yeah, it'd be pretty heavy, but you could do it.
Okay. Red!
I'll take it.
Okay. Are you still doing detect magic?
I'm just gonna hold it and, as I'm looking around, trying to get a sense of the area and
Okay.
see what I can or feel
You
like.
can hear some clink of coin in it as it rattles around, but also some like maybe glass or stone objects sliding in the lockbox. As for the detect magic, you clearly are experiencing some magical situation here. Something that feels like it's been inlaid or imbued into the locale, as well as the physical presence and spiritual presence of the location. It feels like you're experiencing some kind of arcane or spiritual scar, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what you're getting.
Okay.
Do we want to head back to the others? Look like the Kepler could use some help.
I'm assuming someone stabilized the cackler.
I would have worked
We
with
just let it
stabilizing
Okay.
this kit, but I would have
I'm
tried
not
to do my
really
best.
Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine
Go
check.
back inside.
Don't roll on that one, please.
If she fails it, I'll see her fail it. I'll try and help.
6.
6. You're sort of like, well,
Pat, pat, pat,
yep,
pat.
yeah.
You're like trying to slime me with
No.
You want to try to? It's like, go ahead and make medicine.
I'll try.
Are you two, Renostis and Anetka, are you guys leaving the barn?
Yeah.
Or leaving the house into the back of the barn? Okay.
And once I'm in there, seeing Flo,
13.
Okay.
trying her
He's
hardest with the calculator, I'll go and cast Healing Word.
Okay, is that your last spell slot, or how are you doing?
Sure is.
All right. So he was stabilized, but still unconscious. But go ahead, and roll your d4 and add the bonus.
That is 6 back.
All right, 6
Wow.
back. So you waft some like smelling salts that are really good at healing too.
And this time I just add a little smack onto it.
Okay.
Let's go off more, shove up the
It's a salt and smack. Classic healing recipe. But yeah, you get back the, what was it, 6 hit points?
Yup.
That's right.
Okay. So
A third of my health was back.
you saw what became of the house there on the other side of that door, which is still visible here.
Kekla, we found a box we think goes with the key.
I assume the box is on the ground in front of me now.
I'm gonna
Yes.
watch him very closely and be right next to him.
I'm gonna make direct eye contact and like feel it around with the key for the.
You're doing that thing where you're like trying to charge your phone
Yeah.
like late at night or when you're still sleepy and you're just like hitting it against the wrong spots and then eventually you
Wait,
get it.
Can I roll to see how many times I do it?
We'll say 4.
Oh. If I roll really well though, I can just put it straight. I think how cool that would look. If I just make eye contact.
You bump against it for a second and then like look away and then look right back at her and just
I'll take it.
so it opens up. Inside is 58 gold,
Oh.
74 silver, and 111 copper. There's also 3 jars of jam. And some kind of reddish liquid in a glass bottle.
How much silver did you say?
74.
Would Renastus still have his detect magicka?
I'd imagine.
The potion, the bottle of reddish liquid is magical.
No magic jam.
No magic jam.
Does it look like? Does the potion look familiar to any of us?
Yeah, it seems you pull out and compare, and it looks similar, very similar to the potion of healing you have.
So they kept their money, potion of healing, that makes sense, and jam? How good is this jam?
I'll pop it open. I'll take a whiff.
Okay.
Are there multiple to choose from?
Yeah, there's 3, but they seem to be all the same.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll crack one open and take a whiff.
It smells kind of strange, but hard to get too much specificity. Something you can't quite place.
It's that time of the campaign, Nate.
Does it smell like vinegary? Like it's
Very much
like
health, though.
spoiled?
We
Or
did just drink out of the potion of
It
healing,
does not.
though. I'll taste it.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Tastes like meat.
Oh.
Oh.
Is it good though? Because I've had bacon jam and it's banging.
It's not bacon jam. It seems like it's like a gelatin meat mix situation.
Oh, it's the
It'll last a
60s.
while.
Yeah, I'll recant it and just kind of like throw it back.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of get Slate's attention and try to get him to message me again.
I'll open communications.
Okay.
Should
Open a
we-
channel.
Should we
They're hailing us.
go look for the gravesite?
I mean, I think we should. I don't know what else we should do. I mean, there's still the...
Resin? Oh, I can't hear you.
Yeah,
I mean, you can still say it though.
I'm still gonna say resin.
Ignoring that. There's still that shadowy coldness or whatever that Anika was sensing that we still don't know the source of. Maybe where it's coming from, but we haven't done anything about it.
I feel like
Or
putting the skeleton back in the ground is important, and we should do that.
I guess my question would be, have we solved the issue with the animals for the town? Which is why we're here. That's what I was wondering.
There's no one left to throw skulls at people.
As far as we know. But, didn't we burn that orchard down?
Burned a few trees, but
Okay,
not
good.
the whole orchard.
Good. I mean, I'm feeling hale and hearty. I can go take a look. To the
I'm-
gravesite if someone wants to come with.
Not feeling hale and hearty, but I will go with you.
Just, I don't know if we got all the dogs. Hound dogs. Sheep herding dogs, whatever. If there's more, well, could be rough.
Should we rest before we do that? Go
How
out
do you
together.
feel about sleeping with a skeleton?
Slept with worse.
Wow. That's rough.
Just up with Justice Cold.
It doesn't have quite the same feeling.
What's everyone else thinking?
We're all eavesdropping on this mentally.
No, but everyone else.
I decided I'm talking to her
All
out
right.
loud and she's just mentally responding. So you get only one half of it. And none of you know I can do this.
Cackler would like to rest.
I don't know if we're safe to rest here, but might be my only option.
Yeah.
So what do you mean sleeping with what?
Do you not see what's in this road?
Yes, yes, I was just curious about your one-sided conversation with Teal there.
Did you not
Well,
hear
I'm
it?
curious why you're carrying
No?
a skeleton around.
I mean, it seems like the right thing to do.
I'm
She's
not
dead.
sure if it does.
I mean, you
I
saw
mean,
the
we
vision.
could drown it.
Cackler, it's already dead. Been dead, actually.
Oh.
But, just gonna bury it.
Yeah, do you think
It's gotta
that'll...
be the wife, right?
I mean, the ribs are caved in, she got
I
kicked
didn't
by
get
that
it.
cow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys all saw that too.
Yes. Oh,
Good thing to confirm. Good idea.
Oh, not the only one.
Smart.
Yes.
I thought I was having a little bit of a standing snooze, I like to call that.
I didn't think you you guys saw those things. Thought it was just me.
Oh, guess I just assumed we were all in it
You need
together.
to talk to someone.
Yeah, Slate's in a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, I have no qualms about resting near her. Do you think burying her skeleton will help? It just seems like a lot to carry if it won't.
Maybe better fit her spirit to rest, if that's what's going on here. Not really, I have no idea what's going on.
Quite presumptive of you. Maybe
Oh, but
she
it is,
would have
yeah.
preferred a pyre of some sort.
Well, she can let me know if she wants. I will cast message directly to the skeleton.
What do you say?
Oh.
Hello? Anybody there? How do you want to be buried? You want to be burned?
No response.
She didn't say anything.
Try again.
I'll like pat you on the like forearm because I can't reach your shoulder. Like,
I'll pat you comfortingly on the forearm.
maybe next time.
So are we resting?
Did you guys want to attempt to make a short or long rest?
Sure, let's rest.
Do we want? I need to sleep. Yeah, just sitting here is not. I am. I'm gonna pull a rhinoceros and sleep standing up.
Flo and Tennille and Slate, you look, and Rhinoceros, sorry, not Flo. Tennille, Rhinoceros, and Slate, you notice that Flo, Cackler, and Anetka all have really dark, deep bruises under their eyes, like they haven't slept in weeks, and it seems like they're, like, just really haggard looking.
Incredible considering I have black feathers.
Your feathers are
I'm
droopy.
really tired.
Do you have feathers like
Black.
here?
Just, my eyes are feathers. I'm 100% feathered.
Yeah, it just seems like the shadows seem to, like, congeal a little bit more under your eyes.
Well, do we want to sleep in here? Or try and find somewhere in the orchard, maybe? This place is a little sketchy, but then
I
there's
put my
the
finger
wolves.
like on the ground.
Gonna go shut the door to the homestead and just
Okay.
kind of like shrug my shoulders like,
I mean, I'll shrug too, and I guess move the disgusting hay bales back over the entrance after closing it.
Okay. Sounds good.
I mean,
Is that, the trap door is still open?
That's what I mean.
Okay,
Close
so she
that.
shut the door leading here.
Yeah.
You're shutting the trap door and covering it?
Do the barn doors open like this, yeah?
Actually, the push.
So would they open inward
Open
towards us?
toward the outside.
Okay, then I'll just leave the gross hay over the trapdoor.
is there like a handle that we can like wedge a broom handle through, like a stick through kind of thing?
Sure,
or-
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I get basically I'm trying to secure the doors.
Yeah.
So we can have.
You secure the doors a little bit, sure.
You could probably take some of like the pens, the wood from the pens, and just shove
Yeah.
it between.
You guys spend a little bit and do it. Yeah.
Shall we set up watches? I can take the first.
Slade can as well. He's still raring to go.
Okay. So you're gonna do first watch sharing or second watch?
How many people do we have again?
6.
6.
6. So yeah,
2 per watch.
I'll share.
Chips, do you want to maybe take watch with me?
I swear you've heard yes in your life.
3?
I think third.
I'll set a little thing that says third watch.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You 2 want to take the middle?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeehaw.
So you
So,
guys
well,
spend-
I just kind of nod. I don't make a noise.
Oh. So you guys prepare for resting. You guys bed down and go to sleep. Rhinoceros and Slate, go ahead and make perception checks.
I can perceive this text easier. So.
Hi.
Rhinoceros?
That is an 18.
Okay. Slate?
Total of 20.
Okay. You guys are both noticing that Flate.
Looks like we've combined.
Flo, the Cackler, and the Anetka, the two of you are noticing that Flo, Cackler, and Anetka, all three of them are like twitching in their sleep and seem to be like really restless and having some trouble. With those combined rolls, you also notice and hear what sounds like a and just some like grunting noises, and then you hear like a like the sound of the stampeding herd that you got before, and you sort of hear and then it seems like it's stampeding and beginning to stampede away from the barn,
Tough.
like back in the direction of the village.
We may have failed in our duty.
Oh no.
They should have left.
That's the hope, yeah.
I mean, yeah, they should be gone, but not that Tennille is actually verbalizing this.
They were starting to evacuate when you guys, starting to finish their major evacuation when you guys approached.
I'll just take my staff, and whoever's closest to me that's twitching, I'll kind of just slap them with it in their sleep.
Okay. We'll say that's Flo. So Flo just gets a and you wake up like you're waking up from a nightmare.
What the heck, man?
And you'll just see Renasus not even looking, just sipping his tea.
You can't even see. All you see is the spiral pattern like emblazoned over your vision for a second, and you see the figure standing at the center of it, and then you see like the wall of ice, the like shadowy, creepy cracks in it of the big curtain of ice, of black ice, and then you see the same like series of visions as you're waking up, and you're just like.
Are you having bad dreams, or...?
You know, I can't really see.
It's starting to fade, like you can start seeing again. But
And I'm having those weird visions again. But I can. Where are you? You're right here.
Right, yeah,
And she's
right,
like,
yeah, right
reaching for you. I'm just gonna hold you while my vision's coming back.
That's great.
it comes back pretty quickly.
What's great is that neither of you can see, so you both be like pawing around in the dark.
Well, it's light all the time, right?
Oh, true.
There's some dim light creaking through the barn from the boarded up windows, which aren't like perfectly sealed.
It's just the spooky barn getting to you. You gotta push past it, just try to get some shine.
Yeah, are you still spooked? I'm still spooked.
No, would you like to have a sip of this ultra calming tea?
Oh, yes. And I'll just like glug the whole thing.
So, are you happy we woke you up?
I mean,
Because the other two are kind of doing the same thing you were.
was I
They're still
having bad
twitching.
dreams?
Yeah, you were happy. Like the visions were still occurring while you're sleeping. And
I
those
was
of you who are
having
still
the visions
sleeping
the whole
are
time I was
like
sleeping.
having just on like a bad dream that you can't get out of. It's just like stuck on loop.
Well, I'm gonna walk over to the other two and like kick them.
I was going to say, Ren, you know what to do, but that works also.
Yeah, so you both like come to.
Bad
And it's-
dreams.
The vision kind of fades back into view after a minute.
I try to go back to sleep.
You feel like you're unable to.
I have no more sleepy time tea.
That's very good, thank you. And
Go
I'll
make
like
a
give
pre-
you back your cup.
Let's have everyone go ahead and make a perception check.
I say I'm still technically trancing, I guess.
Yep, you're still doing your thing. Actually, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no!
Do your thing.
That's an 11. So for a 10.
Okay, so for perception.
15.
16.
21.
16.
17.
Okay, so all of you guys, nice rolls, guys. This time you're hearing another oh, except it's getting fainter and fainter, and again you hear like the scrabbling and scratching, and it seems like it's a larger herd or pack of hounds, and it seems to be getting farther and farther away, again heading towards the direction of the village or the town.
Whip that out.
Well, if I'm not sleeping, I'm gonna take one of the healing potions.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll. 2d4 plus 2.
4 plus 2.
Do you want my wisdom save?
It was an 11, right?
Yeah.
You're still sleeping.
Can I...
What was your total?
9 total, guys.
Nice. Good roll.
If I were to roll for hit die, like hit points back right now, would it count as like the previous days? Or would it have...
So when it's a long rest, you don't roll, you would just get the health back. But you guys have been interrupted.
Yeah.
So far you've gotten no effect of any kind of rest.
Okay, can I go ahead and just roll one of my dice? Very good dice.
You have not gotten any rest. So no.
Oh, even a short rest?
You have not gotten any benefits of any kind of rest.
Whoa.
It's not a deal.
Guys, I can't rest.
Disrupt beauty sleep, but I feel like maybe we should do something about that.
Because just halfway asleep, she looks torn to shit. Or just leaning on whoever the nearest person is.
I'm just gonna huddle against the wall and like hug my knees and just kind of like stare out, like trying not to go to sleep anymore.
So, if we're not resting here, or if you guys can't rest, maybe we get moving instead of just passing time?
Maybe give that huddle of animals a minute or two before we head back out.
It sounds like they were hustling and they were already like faded
Oh my
into the
God.
distance. The
Okay.
sounds are like faded into the distance.
I mean, this might be the best time we got to take a look at the orchard.
Anetka, you would know that like at the rate they're moving, they're gonna catch up to the townsfolk before they're all getting out,
We might want
based
to.
on the distances.
We need to distract him.
I'm sorry.
Or, like, would
I
we
mean,
be
it's
able to
been
catch
it's been a good time since the herd of cattle left already. The hounds a few minutes at least, so they've got a big lead on you guys.
Pretty sure they run faster than we do.
Yeah, by a lot.
Anyway, we could just attract them to us. Your weapon makes like loud sounds, right?
It's
Yeah.
not that loud. It's not that loud.
Did
It was like
some of
a
the hounds
book
come towards
slamming
the
on the
fire?
table. It's not an actual gun fire sound.
Okay, I have a job for you.
Came to the fire.
I need you to set this place on fire.
I'm just gonna kink my neck and use my last remaining spell slot.
Okay. Conjure the
Whip
flame
her
fire.
out.
Okay. So again, you're just gonna start setting fire to the building after people
Literally
leave.
everything.
Everyone
Yeah,
out,
everyone
everyone
out.
out.
We have to like
Yeah,
wake
I mean, it
Tennille
goes
up.
up pretty quickly, but like it takes a while because it's
In
a
fact,
big building.
I'll even kick open the other door and try to spray into the homestead. We're torching this thing.
Okay. The fire doesn't seem to be sticking to the stuff that's in the homestead region.
Yeah, that's
But it is. You are getting the barn area overall. And after a few minutes, you're having to like step away because of the smoke.
yeah.
But yeah, it's big column of flame sends it up.
Neil is still resting. I will grab him.
Yep. Daniil was still resting.
Everybody's still sleeping.
Firemen's carry him
Dragging
over
him.
and
Yeah.
head out.
Okay.
How long have we actually been?
Less than an hour.
Less than an hour. Okay, so no benefits, anything.
You get nothing.
He still looks like he's been beat to shit.
Yeah, me too.
And still looks like a dog.
All of us.
Pile it on, Nicholas. Pile it on.
Yeah, I see how it is. It's okay.
Is there anything else on the
When I was a
outside I
kid,
can
my
light up?
parents always used to say this really annoying thing to me when I was like, would come into my room right before school, turn the lights on, and they would say, "Up an atom ant." So, Prognosis is gonna turn to everybody. All right, everybody, up an atom ant.
I like it.
Come on, everyone, let's go. Up.
So you guys are out of the barn
It's
and
the
watching
same.
it just like conflagrate at the hands of the cackler's weaponry.
And of
Which
course,
is
I'm laughing the whole time.
nice. I like it.
I will carry both Tennille and the corpse over one shoulder each.
Okay.
And
Yep.
head to the orchard.
Got
I
it.
just accept my fate.
Yeah. You guys are seeing like lots of turned up earth and tracks and stuff heading away and toward the town, and you're just heading over to the orchard.
So, if other people are also heading towards the orchard, I will as well. I'll kind of just like backstep towards the orchard, just like torching everything in my path. Just-
Okay. You're creating this like line of fire
Yep.
Um,
Scorched earth.
and scorching
Torture,
it
pretty
for sure.
much.
It doesn't seem to be burning the grass in the space as much as you would expect, and it still has that sort of rusty, shadow-stained effect to it. After a little bit of walking, you guys get to the orchard, where a few charred trees are, as well as many more
There are
intact
about to be
ones.
more.
And you do see quite a few tracks have like moved through this area recently, and again in the direction of the town. These tracks seem more like hounds rather than cattle.
I'll ask everyone, can we look for, gravestone? Let's get this done with. And I will also look.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
That's all look for.
Yeah, so you guys fan out. Perception checks all the way around. Disadvantage for those of you who have the sunlight sensitivities.
Oh, that could have been so good.
Can we get a sense for the number of animals in the stampede?
You'd have to like have a look at the checks and stuff like that, but if you want, you can go ahead and make a survival check, which you would have done sort of lingering behind to do.
Okay.
As for the perception checks, Tennille.
11.
Okay. Renastus.
Got a 16.
Okay.
10.
Okay. Slate.
11.
12.
23.
23. You're like, there in the center! And you see, like, kind of standing, there's sort of a darker series of shadows in the sweet tray. Jeez, I can't talk.
Yeah.
The trees are swaying, even though there's no wind, around a particular space, which is, and you see off in the distance, so this overturned gravestone, and it seems to be cracked and spiderwebbed with that same sort of shadowy stained pattern that was on the ruins of the building, and sort of mound of old earth and mud, and sort of shows some sign of that being the way for a long time. Renastus, what did you get for your survival check?
21.
21, very nice. It's definitely bovine tracks here, although you notice some deeper ones that appear to be like bipedal based on their move pattern. And then you notice at least like a dozen or more cattle.
Okay.
You'd estimate larger than the sort of bunch that attacked you guys earlier.
As I'm looking, I'm kind of muttering what I'm finding in the group at large. Well, everyone's kind of fanned out, so actually I'll be yelling it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Should we-
The grave is about 100 feet in towards the center of the orchard from where you guys are at, which is sort of the angle from the barn direction. So you'd be moving sort of a southeasterly direction, or easterly direction.
Go.
Yep. I don't know if anyone's good with their hands, but it might take me just a second to dig through all this dirt.
Annette will cast Mage Hand and start scooping
5 pounds at a time.
5 pounds of every little helps.
Yep.
5 pounds of dirt is actually decent on a group.
It's the worst, yeah.
Okay. You get to the grave. It reads, Parissa Damden, 393 to 426 AC. Ever shall you have a memorable life. And you guys dig it up after a little bit of time between you and your magic. At the bottom, you find it empty, but for a cracked and pierced cow skull, which looks like it's been pierced and cracked and dented and damaged deliberately in a bunch of ways.
What did we do with the cow skull?
Might have been the one that killed him.
Almost sure.
Break it.
Hey, Tennille. You know what you were doing with skulls before? We got another one.
It's like a normal grave, so it's like 6 feet down.
I'll, I guess, take the skull out and line it up. I imagine it's like opening a watermelon.
Okay, yeah. Cracks open. And breaks into pieces, brittle.
Toss the body in.
Yeah. Well, I'll place the body in and cover it.
Okay, so after a little while, you guys spend some time doing that and slowly piling back the earth in, and eventually, as the last bit of dirt gets like smoothed across, you see the sort of spider webbing cracks in the grave begin to fade back into just normal weathered stone. And slowly, the sort of coloration of the ground begins to fade and start to revert to a normal greenery of this region.
Would you look at that?
I will turn off my flamethrower.
Sounds good. And now it seems like it was like starting to
That's fine.
catch normally. Yeah. So yeah, you unscrew the mechanics and gas and stuff like that you were using to create this effect.
Oh, I would
Magically
just take my
inscribed thing.
finger off the trigger. It's a lot faster.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you were disassembling it or just.
Oh, no, I still have it out.
Okay, got it.
May well need it.
Yeah.
And it feels like
I'm not positive those cattle are.
you don't get the sense that there's no like thank you or sigh of relief or anything from a woman's tone, but you do get the sense that like a weight of pressure has been kind of lifted off of this region overall.
Well, that's good.
Kind
The
of-
shadows in the orchard seem to play back normally. The wind in the trees sort of stops.
I'm gonna give Renostis and Anika both these looks and say, I told you so. Like,
Still, you don't know.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just kind of.
Okay.
You're saying a lot with those looks.
Got it.
I'm just
yeah.
trying to, like, use my face because he
Got
doesn't
it.
want to make the noise.
You know, like how horses, like, snort, but, like, their lips flap? Like, yeah.
He's donkey lipping.
Like, crossed arms, like, toe tapping, like, yeah, it was right.
Yeah, okay. Do we know if the cattle ever voted?
Probably not. We should probably check that out.
Really good.
Yeah.
But y'all are beat a little bit.
How close are we to the homestead?
The homestead?
Yeah, like,
It's visible, maybe a couple hundred yards.
okay.
I'll
I'll run on my notepad. Should we check the homestead again? Question mark. Just like, because it was all spider webbed up and stuff before. Maybe those have all succeeded.
That or the town's about to die if the animals didn't revive.
Yeah, we're not catching up to them though.
the best.
You're writing very quickly.
Yeah.
The best we can hope for is that they see the fire and come back for it. But yeah, we're not catching them.
Do the three of us still have the shadows under our eyes?
You do.
I guess maybe, let's check the homestead, and hopefully they'll see the fire and, I guess, come back.
Hopefully.
Okay, so you guys return to the homestead. It's still in disarray, still damaged. Much of the spider webbing and the stone and stuff like that has receded. The rot and wearing of natural patterns on the stone is still intact. And the ground has reverted to normal, all but for a series of thin strips of shadow that create that same familiar spiral pattern. Seems like everything's receded back into that, but that still seems the same.
Is there anything?
And a train comes rushing by.
That's the sound of them coming at us.
Yeah.
No. So the symbol is on the ground. Does it seem?
Yeah, parts of it like overlap and go underneath. It seems like it's on the ground. That parts of it seem to go under, like the debris and stuff like that.
Does it seem to be made of like the same like dried blood that the downstairs one was, or?
This seems like it's the shadowy, rusty
Okay.
land material.
Renostis will go up to it and do that little toddler shuffle, like
That Slate did earlier?
that Slatehead did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, unlike with the bloodied symbol, this doesn't seem to do much, but as you touch it, your vision just like goes black for a second, and you see that spiral pattern, and you're like treated to a vision of just a desolate landscape of rust-covered shadow with that spiral pattern just spanning out infinitely in every direction, and then it just like fades back as you cross over the other edge of the line that you were tracing through.
Slate, how did you do this?
Well, you just really gotta move your legs. It's really the knees, actually.
I have horrible knees. Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, let me take a look at that. Also, before we destroy this, I don't know if we have it yet, but do we want to touch the Lord Brightstone to it?
I was going to do that. Or, yeah, kind of like hold it up and kind of very gently go over and like touch the stone. Not touch the circle myself, but touch the stone to the circle.
Okay. At this, it's like a big, bright, shining light, and a thicker, gossamer strand comes into the
Delicious.
into the stone. Okay.
I'll take a look at the circle, see if she can discern how to destroy it.
Okay, so it's just to clarify, it's not a circle. It's just the spiral pattern, and it's done in the strips of like the strange land / like the rusty, shadowy land, rather than like the blood that was downstairs. But if you want to take a look, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Oof, that is an 11.
You're not sure. This doesn't seem like a design so much as like an imprint. You don't see any kind of drawing lines or marks and things like that.
Do you guys recall, did people in town say a flicker hit this farm?
Well, the flicker hit the whole town.
Yeah. But, like, they didn't say anything. I guess we didn't really ask anybody what it looked like.
We just knew that it happened.
They indicated that the attacks were coming from this direction and happened at the start of when that coincided with the timeline of when you guys heard that announcement of the flickers had been striking the different towns. But no one made any indication to you of like seeing a spiral pattern or anything like that
Right.
that you recall.
Like it's not something else they've seen in town that they mentioned.
Nothing was mentioned about this.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt on it and see what happens.
Okay. And the sort of flames extinguish as they strike the ground.
If I were to like pull, let's say, a post out of the ground and use that to try and like dig up the, the nasty looking ground in the spiral circle, can I try that?
Okay, yeah, you do it. It seems like the next layer down has that as well.
I'll try splashing acid on it.
Same thing as just like with the fireball, it just but doesn't seem to cause any damage to the ground or the space.
I'm gonna try it. I don't think this would work, but I'm gonna try casting Mending on the ground. I know Mending's normally like kind of an object.
Yeah, it doesn't really take on the soil or anything like that. Slate and Tanil and anyone else who's proficient with religion, go ahead and make a religion check.
So I am not proficient with religion.
You can still make it though.
Okay.
You're religious. You're not very good religious, but tough.
Big tough.
What'd you get?
14.
5.
Something about this, the pressure of the area still feels lighter than it did before. This just feels like it reminds you of like a ritually applied scar, but to the land. You also get the feelings of that reminding you of the sort of consecration that had happened to Vanessa.
Right.
And sort of a similar effect here is what it is reminding you of and is reminiscent of as far as the feeling goes after poking and looking around and kind of getting some of the as the like normal nature energy is returning to this space that you can kind of coincide with. That's kind of what it feels like. And you get the sense that nothing will grow here at this shape or pattern. It's about 3 meters across.
Oh, it's pretty good size.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like it's emanating out from it? Like when we walked in the first time? Like there's just that whole heavy like...
It's not as
Slap
severe.
face.
It feels like just this symbol has that.
Okay.
But you also didn't have that same like psychic backlash that you guys were treated to when you first went into the space. So whatever it is, it feels like it's less pressure, less intense.
And to talk to the voice in my head. I will think very loudly. Alright, mate. I know you're in there. I know you're listening. What the heck is this? And can we remove it?
You get sort of a smug impression.
The impression of smugness.
Yeah, like someone like someone smugly grinning at you kind of situation. And you just sort of get the sense some marks don't come off. But strangely enough, no, I don't know this.
Oh. Well, thanks. Also, we need to talk at some point, but that's fine. I'm only going crazy.
If you think that I'm a dog to be whistled, then I think you have inverted our relationship.
I did. You know what? Freeloader, we'll get to you later.
At this point, you get the sort of like very intense headache for like a half second, and you like, and your nose is like bloodied a little.
Damn.
You feel like a prickle coming up the back of your neck.
Maybe don't poke that one.
I'm gonna tap a Nitka and get her attention. Do you think you could rest if we went back to the village and hold up in one of the buildings there.
What village?
The idea of sleep to any of you feels like a terrifying, horrible experience.
My life has been terrible and horrifying. I can sleep anywhere.
So we
You need to clear your throat there.
Where are the dogs going?
The Cackler apparently has watched The Dark Knight.
Well, you know, I can't sleep, and I need to do something. So, should we at least go somewhere else?
I'm getting a strong and sassy opinion that this mark isn't going anywhere. So maybe we just head back home. Or, well, back to
and kind of tap Anuka again, or tap one of you, like to message one of you. Maybe we'll feel better when we're farther away.
Maybe.
Okay.
We still have the cows and the hounds and...
None of us are in a position to fight any of those, well, except maybe Tiny, but the rest of us
great.
are... You can't hear this!
Oh.
But I guess I imagine, like, when he's responding, he's, like, gesturing towards Slate, and none of you can hear any of it. He's just like, he's fine. None of us can fight, except for Tiny, so we need to find a place to rest.
Yes. Dear rest is revolting.
So before we head out, just as a question, what's to the east of here? And can we go there? No reason, just feeling. Maybe we should. Southeast. Sorry, southeast. Ceased indeed.
There's a lot to the southeast. Those of you,
you told me some stuff.
those of you who have been around and done some land traveling would know that to the east and southeast is where you start getting some of the verges of Verda, a neighboring nation, and some different, but there's plenty of still Sanctus land in the space between, including several towns and even prominent cities.
Maybe we should go in the direction of cows? And Bernassus will point to the tracks.
Which is like opposite, it's like west.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should go back to the village if we're going anywhere at all.
Alright, that's fair. You're just thieving, I mean, if we're ever free, maybe we head there.
I know there's something worse. Herds of livestock everywhere.
Yes, I know, but we have to do what we can with the village. Or I have to do what I can with the village.
Yeah, I'm gonna
No
let
rest
like
for the weary, man.
I'm gonna let like a really deep shrug, like kind of like the do we though shrug, like.
Yes, I do.
Alright.
One day you'll play a different character. One day.
So you-
Bernassus will start walking in that direction.
Okay, so as you
I'll
guys
follow you.
turn and head back toward the proper town center of Brightmeadow, from your higher and heightened vantage point, you can see. Go ahead and let's get some perception checks from you guys, please.
I perceive it all.
Yes, disadvantage.
9.
12.
11.
20 total.
20 total.
Sorry,
20 total.
20 total. Okay,
AO
6.
or RFC.
6. So Renasus and what'd you get? 19.
20 total.
20 total? Okay, yeah, the two of you notice, you begin to see off in the distance a lot of dots, moving in the horizon. You guys are in a heightened space. Remember, this is like a plateau overlooking a valley space, and you guys see some dots beginning to like disperse and just kind of lazily go back. And rather than moving in a concerted charge, moving in a very like disparate spreading space
That's good.
off in the distance. And you see this, and at least some part of you feels like perhaps there's a chance that some of this has been resolved, but you don't notice too much else. While they did get pretty far, they didn't seem to make it all the way to the village, or the town. And with that, and the strange, nauseating spiral pattern flickering in your minds and remaining there on the earth, you guys feel like you've done what you can, but as Slade's companion, or voice, said, some marks don't seem to come off. And
So we're never gonna sleep. We'll just get exhausted and sleep.
you are certainly feeling worn down and beaten and bloodied, but for now, that is where we're going to call it, as you guys return to see the fate of Brightmeadow and its citizens, possibly catching up to Anetka's family, or at least trying to see what happened there, and following up on probably quite a few questions and lore bright research to be done in the future. And before I forget, like normal, everyone also advances to level 4.
Yeah.
So before we call it a night, we're just going to go ahead and roll hit points really fast.
Hey, Kat.
It's D8.
Yeah.
Alright, Tennille. D8 for Cleric. And you get to reroll ones.
That's a 4. Well,
Right.
2 plus 2, so 4.
Okay.
That is terrible.
Renasis?
go. Oh.
Said it was a D8.
Yep, D8. You reroll ones and then add your con.
So that's a 4, and my con is 4, so I get 8 more.
Wow. Tanky old man.
Everyone is tankier than the tanks at this point.
Right?
And I rolled an 8, finally, plus 1, so 9.
9.
And considering I had really low health, that really helped.
Okay. Slate.
That looks to be a 5. So
5?
8 total.
8 total.
5 plus 2, so 7 total.
Nice. Nice. Great for a wizard. 7 hit points a level. What do you get, Flo?
3.
Total?
Yep.
Okay.
Right there with you.
Well,
2 plus 1.
nicely done, guys. You survived and investigated and got some more questions. Not all the things are going to be immediately tied up into a nice answered bow, but hopefully can delve a little further and see if we can rectify the donkey ear Tennille. For next session, after talking with everybody, it sounds like Monday is going to be better to play. And after that, we'll be trying to move back into the Sunday or Monday schedule over this next couple week periods. The next 2 sessions, I think we'll try and shoot for Mondays if possible. So, for those of you watching at home, feel free to catch us on Mondays from 6:30 to 9:30 these next couple weeks, as we thank you for bearing with us and for following us. And as for following us, if you'd like to support us and help share this, tell people about it. If you liked it, tell people to find us. You can find us on Instagram or on YouTube at DragonPoetSociety or at DragonPoetSociety.com. So thank you guys so much, and this video will be up on YouTube probably in the next couple days, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks everybody, have a good night.
Guys, have a good night.
Good night.